Welcome back to the party, everybody. This is Morty, and I am your host, Lunch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. How's everybody doing tonight? Let's party. First, I want to give a big shout out to the replay gang. Thank you so much for coming back to check this out, even though you missed the live party. Guys, that is the best part. So make sure you are here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and sometimes whenever I feel like it. So hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and you will never, ever miss another Indian Jesus live party ever again. Let's also say thank you to my6shirt.com. Whatever your persuasion, they've got something for you. And of course, it is the only place to get your very own The Indian Jesus official merch. Only at my6shirt.com. All right. I am stoked. I am hyped. I am stoked for this one, guys. So you know that we used to talk a lot about red pill this, red pill that, and we kind of just moved away from it. There was just kind of like we were just kind of done with it. And some of the people got worse and worse and worse. So it was just like, there's not much here. You know, there was the drama with just pearly things, and I barely even covered it because it was just like, But there has been something that I think could be pivotal in the future of the entire red pill manosphere space. So those of you who are familiar, yes, we are going to be checking out some content from the Fresh and Fit podcast, but we're not giving them any views. We're going straight through Destiny's channel because, as you can see, our blue-haired feminist Destiny was on the panel with our good friend Sneako. It seems like Sneako might be taking a redemption arc. It seems like he might be taking a redemption arc. So the context here is that Rollo Tomassi, who is in the thumbnail here, he is on the left here. He is seen to be the godfather of the Manosphere. And he wrote the book, The Rational Male, which I did read, as he is going to throw out as an insult a bunch of times here. I did read it, and doesn't help Rollo's argument at all. But he put out a tweet. And they'll pull up the tweet. But it basically just said, the quickest way to become a high-value man. And it was a lot of the basic stuff that you always hear. But on the list, I think number 3 on the list was get a vasectomy in your early 20s. Now, Sneako, who we've seen has been, just an Andrew Tate wannabe for the last year and a half, or since Andrew Tate came on the scene. And he was just, swallowing the red pill whole. And even from our very first time talking about Sneako, or if you remember, it was when he was talking with ABBA about red pill rage. And he was like, no, I'm just, I see the truth now, and da-da-da-da. And that's pretty much been where he has been for the since then. But then he was talking about this tweet from Rollo and was saying, hey, I thought, we're all about families. Remember, we were just talking about Kevin Samuels, rest in peace, and how, unlike a lot of these red pill guys, Kevin Samuels was very, very, very much about creating families and getting people married. And so, not wanting families and getting vasectomies in your early 20s, a lot of people say, oh, it's reversible. It can be reversible, but it's not meant to be reversible. And so that's where they're going to dive in, talking about that. And then Rollo himself actually calls into the podcast, and it gets messy. So, as always, if you cannot hear the video, please do let me know. Let's do it.
Tomassi, shout out to Rollo Tomassi in the fucking house.
Bro, why are you in the chat, bro? Like, he's always in the chat.
What else? Hey, chill. He's probably doing his hair right now.
Bro,
okay?
he's our homie, man. Destiny just
it's not just your stream. Like, I see him in every show I go on. Just dude's like, are you always online?
He'll be here next week.
Are you serious, bro? Valuetainment. Yeah, Pearl.
So already, we have young Sneako going to the Godfather, quote unquote. Oh, bro, are you online? Go touch grass.
We'll show everything.
Would you debate Rollo?
Of course I would.
He will body you.
Okay.
So the chat, the super chat is just basically saying that Destiny is afraid to debate Rollo, which, as we're about to see, is not the case.
He would body you. All right.
Just sure. As long as his wife lets him do it,
Bro.
Destiny just sends his weak OF girls to debate me because he's too scared to come to Vegas and sit across the table for me. Offer's been open since November.
Damn.
if he wants to debate me on somebody else's podcast, that's fine. But I'm not going to go and like dig this guy
He'll
up
be here
like
next
fucking
week.
Lazarus from the underworld to try to resurrect his career. That's not my
He'll
job.
be here next week.
Okay, I'll be here too
We
if
should
he
do a
wants to.
roundtable.
Okay, roundtable.
If he wants to, yeah.
And he should debate your ass.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
So notice the tone of voice from Fresh over there. He's gonna debate you because you said something against the Godfather.
How dare you?
Pull up Rollo's tweet real quick because this has been a point of contention with
This is
Sneako,
the
a lot of
tweet
things.
that you're
We
actually
got it
talking
right there. So this was his tweet, right? It goes, and this was from what, a week ago?
Zoom in.
About a week ago.
Well, we could go.
So the quickest
I think we're
path,
gonna zoom in. There we go.
the quickest path to becoming a high value man. Number
So this is what it says. This is Rollo Tomassi, the Godfather of the Red Pill. This is his way of explaining the quickest, and you'll understand why I fumbled that sentence, but the quickest path to becoming a high value man. And then he lists these things.
Number 1, don't get married, avoid family creation, vasectomy in your 20s, lift consistently, eliminate all sedations, learn game and networking, play to your strengths, build wealth, resist easing up on your focus. And it's the quickest path to becoming a high value man.
So already Fresh and Fit is trying to come in, and because they are sucking off Rollo, they're like, well, it's the quickest, maybe not the best. But it still begs the question of why would you even want to be a high value man if that's what you need to do?
And I know that, Sneako had some point of contention specifically with number 3, which is get a vasectomy in your 20s.
Can I just ask,
Yeah,
why
go ahead.
did he need 8 points? Did he like get contracted to write all 8 of these? Because like I see some duplication. So like number 2, avoid family creation. Number 3, vasectomy in your 20s.
It's kind of the
Couldn't
same.
that be like collapsed into 1 point?
It's the
Did he
same
need
thing.
8? Did he feel stupid with like 6 or 7? Or
Okay, I mean,
He's going hard. Blue hair feminist in the house.
I'm just curious, but if there's
I
like
think
a
he's
reason.
clarifying it out. It's just 8 things. I mean, he
Oh.
could have put them together, I guess.
The
if you wanna
best
be
person to ask
nitpicky,
question to is Rollo directly.
That's true.
So we'll do it next week,
I
probably.
hope so, yeah.
But this list is concise
We gonna
because
do it
once again,
tonight.
he's just saying in general, fastest way to get to that point.
What is a high value man?
What is a high value man? So I'm sure all of us who are tangentially familiar with the red pill talking points could tell you, the consistently, considered high value by other people, but making, solid money for 5 years, working out, all of those basic things. But notice how that will never come out of the mouth of Rollo Tomassi or even Myron and Fresh. It's Destiny, the blue-haired feminist, who will be defining it most of the time here.
I think he means what he means in this context is being a guy that's like desirable to women and being attractive to women, so that you'll be, I guess, a marketable sexual partner.
Well, but that doesn't make sense, right? Like avoid family creation and get a vasectomy
That's what
and
women
like
want.
be attracted
Well,
to men.
But
Hey, we got Ian Undercover in the building. Welcome to the party. He said red pill content is played out and crumbling. That is exactly why I think this might be the nail in the coffin. Hey, we got Dan Jensen in the building. Welcome to the party, Dan. Glad to see you. How was your work night last night? It says, if you're able to be a high value man, you are able to pull out or use a condom. I mean, facts.
no. It's
Probably
because,
women, right?
again, like I said it before, I'll say it again because you're here. So he gave the instructions to retard proof it, right? Because when you give advice, typically you have to, appeal to the lowest common denominator. So like there's guys out there, right, that could have been, I'm being honest here. There's guys out there that, could have played basketball back in the day, maybe football, whatever. And their career got smashed because they got a girl pregnant and they couldn't pursue what they want to do because that's.
So am I to understand that nobody in the NBA has children? Or children out of wedlock? Nobody in the NBA has a baby mama. What?
To be a dad early.
True.
So what he's saying is, okay, this is how you mitigate risk so you could become a higher status guy. We're going to eliminate all the things that could fuck you up. Now, I want to make this very clear for some of y'all because some of you guys don't understand. I'm not saying I advocate for vasectomies or whatever. I don't have one. I've never gotten one.
He did say that he supported it.
But what I am saying is that given the context of what he's tweeting for this specific situation, it makes sense because he's saying, hey, these are the ways so that you don't fuck yourself up to ensure that you're going to be successful. He's retard proofing it. But
I wish I had pulled up the stream where it was just Sneako and Fresh and Fit, and Sneako was first, talking about this and first being like, why are we avoiding family creation? Why are we getting vasectomies in our 20s? And he straight up asked both the Fresh and Fit guys, do you support this? And they were dancing around it, just like all the females who won't answer the questions that they want answered on their own show. And you're going to see a lot of that.
But that is a pretty retarded advice because you're saying do this so that you become more attractive to women. So what's even the point of having a relationship with a woman if you can't have kids with her? Then you're just having an empty relationship just to fuck her for your whole life. And
no,
then what?
he's saying to become high value, which means you make the choice. Do I want to do that or not?
Oh, no. He said high value, which means, and then didn't say what it means. But he's saying it means you make the choice to do what you want to do. Okay.
So he's giving you the choice to do that, but once to become high
Myron
value.
just said that it's to become high value, to become attractive to a woman.
Yeah, if that's what you choose.
I feel like we're 2 months away from tweets of like, give your bro like the key to your fucking cock chastity cage to make sure that you guys are fucking around without permission or whatever. Like, I feel like we're like, don't you guys tweet all the time about how like, oh, like women are fucking disgusting that are freezing their eggs at like 20 and they're never gonna find out. And now you've got like guys that go to sperm clinics. Like, here you go. I'm never gonna be able to impregnate my wife because there's like a 30% reversal rate on this fucking surgery. But
exactly, it's not meant to be reversed. It because of what it is, where they just cut the vas deferens and they tie a knot in it. Then it is possible that you can just untie the knot and put it back together. But it's like a little tube that carries the sperm. And then they cut the tube and tie a tube. I mean, think of a wire. Like, this would be your vas deferens. And they just cut it and then tie it up in the knot. And if you want it reversed, hopefully there's enough here that you can cut all the BS, and then there's still enough to connect. But that's not necessarily going to be the case. And Destiny just said 30% reversal rate, and he's pretty decent with statistics. So I'll go with him on that. But even if it's not 30%, even if it's 40, even if it's 20, point is, it's not meant to be a reversible thing. Just like puberty blockers are not meant to just pause the song and then you can pick up right on the next note. Dan says, if Rollo talks to artards, he could as well say that you should go to prison so that you don't rob a bank. What? He could say as well. He could as well say that you willing should go to prison. You should be willing to go to prison so that you don't rob a bank. Basically, yeah. Saying that you should go to prison first so that you don't rob a bank. Like, what? It's backwards.
But maybe in the future I
We
can
laugh
inject
at
my
girls who want to freeze their eggs
semen
all the time.
Yeah, like it's like the same
but
shit.
notice, right? He has 2 points.
And again, we need to pay attention to, because there's 4 of them here. There's a lot going under the radar. And so he just said that what did he just say? I missed it. Hold on. Brain fart.
Sperm clinics, like, here you go. I'm never going to be able to impregnate my wife because there's like a 30% reversal rate on this fucking surgery. But maybe in the future I can inject my cold fucking semen.
Right. So bringing up the point that they laugh at girls who want to freeze their eggs so that they can go be a city girl and do whatever. But then this, getting a vasectomy in your 20s, obviously the smart thing to do, if you're going to do that, would be to freeze some of your sperm. So that seems like a double standard, and then just goes right under the radar, right over their heads or under the radar. I don't know where their heads are, where the radar is, but over their heads, under the radar.
Yeah, like it's like the same
but
shit.
Notice, right? He has 2 points.
Like a 90% reversal rate.
Yeah,
actually.
Well, depending on how quick it is. Wait, for vasectomies?
Yeah, to get it reversed and be able to actually.
After like 10 years, it's like 30 to 50%.
Yeah,
but your 20s is 10 years.
You're supposed to reverse it back within the 10
Well,
years.
wait, hold on, wait.
Your
So you're
20s
gonna
is
get
10 years.
vasectomy at you're gonna get a vasectomy at 20, become high value by 23, and then get it reversed? Like what?
I mean,
no. Remember, they usually say high value men are at least usually in their late 40s, early 50s. So if you're 20 years old and you're getting a vasectomy, that's 20 to 30 years before, according to them, you're thinking about reversing it. So maybe, the next day, yeah, you could probably get it reversed a lot more easily than 20 years down the road.
I would say 23. You're being extreme as usual.
Well, he said your 20s. That's 10 years.
Yeah, but you could do it, but when you're 28, 29.
So 9 years? What is it, 45% chance of reversal? Bro, you're not going to have kids anymore.
You're sterilizing half your audience. That's just wild to me.
Hold on. Notice he had 2 points there. He said, 1, avoid what? Family creation. And 3, Sesame and 20s. You can choose what you want to do. Apply what you need to apply. He's just saying you could do either or.
Okay.
No, he's
I'm
not.
just saying, I'm worried that
Yo,
Rollo's kids aren't going to have any customers you sell books to. Okay,
Here's
that's
the
what I'm worried
thing
about.
you guys are confusing it with. He's giving that advice. Those things are to mitigate fuck ups.
Yeah.
So that you get on your path to becoming higher status. That's to mitigate fuck ups. It's not about this is so you can have a bunch of kids and have a family. That's not the advice. The advice is
That's not the advice. It's not so you can have a bunch of kids and a family. That's not the advice. So that's Sneako's whole thing. So, okay, if that's not the advice, then what are we doing here? Just trying to get Lambos and Bugattis and lots of dumb 20-year-old chicks for the rest of your life? Because then you're going to just turn into Rollo. Nobody wants to be Rollo.
this is how you mitigate
Not even Rollo.
fuck-ups in your 20s so that you can become attractive. Now, again, like I said before, am I telling guys go out there and get a vasectomy? No.
Yes.
But he's giving these points because if you follow those things, it's going to be very difficult for you to fuck your life up.
Here's a
Hold on,
question
I'm gonna try
for
to find
on
that.
that list.
Yeah, go
He's got two things, okay, about your dick, okay, about avoid family creation, get a vasectomy. Is there anything on that list about like just avoid women,
But hold
avoid
on.
temptation?
Hold on. We know as men, we want women no matter what. But whether we want to abstain or be monk mode, it doesn't matter. However, question for you guys on the panel. If you had a kid, be honest here, would you be where you're at right now?
Destiny had a kid at
Have
his
a
early
kid,
20s.
yeah.
No.
Exactly.
Well, oh, you did?
Yeah, he had a
He's
kid in his early
impressive,
20s.
Okay.
He's very successful.
But I mean, no, it was a lot of difficulty, of course. Yeah.
But be
Fail. He's like, well, do you think you would have been as successful as you are with a kid? I do have a kid. That didn't go as it planned, did ya?
honest though. Your kid is amazing, I bet. But at the same time, it did.
Hey, we got Kelly Groot in the building. Welcome to the party. Shout out to Kelly Green. If you are a fan of rap and hip hop, he's been touring with Afro Man. Oh man, he's been doing his thing. Welcome to the party, brother. Welcome.
Hold you back a little bit.
No,
on
yeah, of
certain
course,
things. Sneako, for you, would you be in the same spot? Honestly.
Does anybody have a crystal ball? How would he know if he would or would not be in the same spot with a different life? We've never been in the world where Sneako has a kid and is trying to be Sneako. So that's a stupid question. Hey, we got Melted Mind Media in the building. Welcome to the party. Another great YouTuber in the building. We just did a collab where we were talking about some pew-pews, and he gave me a lot of good information. Definitely gonna drop the link here. Go check out Melted Mind Media on YouTube. Kelly Green says, good show. Like, always had to chill and see the streaming goodness. Glad you're here, brother. Glad you are here.
I had a kid at what age?
Let's back this up. What is
A lot of difficulty, of course, yeah.
But be honest though, your kid is amazing, I bet. But at the same time, it did hold you back a little bit.
No,
on
yeah, of
certain
course,
things.
yeah.
Sneako, for you, would you be in the same spot? Honestly.
If I had a kid at what age are you talking about?
Earlier, like 20.
I mean,
Maybe.
No, you wouldn't be. That's the point here.
yeah,
How do you know that? How can you say, no, you wouldn't be where you are if you had a kid? How do you know that? When you have somebody who's more successful than Sneako sitting right next to him who has a kid. Come on, bro.
who knows where I would have been? My life would have been a completely different life.
The point is you might not even be here. I'm just trying to say, he's saying mitigate risk and say, you know what? Avoid.
Yeah, I think he's about to say he might not have been there, but he might have been even better because he would have been more mature and not as easily sucked into the Andrew Tate-ness.
A fresh and fit podcast right now, but I would have been successful in different realms, and maybe I would have taken a different path.
Mhm.
How do you
Also,
know?
why not just like use protection?
Yeah, see, this is okay.
That's a good point. And he said avoid what? Family creation, which means use a condom too.
No, it doesn't. It says get a vasectomy. That was the
There's a huge difference. There's a huge difference in putting on a prophylactic and snipping a part of your body. Do we like, this is the whole point. This red pill thing is a mirage. There's individuals who have this stuff figured out. If you want to put, I'm not mad about it. If you want to put Andrew Tate in that, come on. If you want to put Andrew Tate in that realm, whatever. You guys can see me. I'm beautiful enough, even if I'm fuzzy, right? If you want to put Andrew Tate in there, that's fine. I think he is definitely one of the people that's worth listening to. I don't know if you necessarily want to model your life exactly after what he does. I think Rich Cooper's really good. I think there's a lot of people in this space who say a lot of things, but as far as a community, this is not a community. This is a bunch of people recycling talking points. And I mean, that's kind of why we moved away from talking about stuff like this, but it didn't really become as clear as it is now until I saw this.
No,
Stop trying to, you're coping,
that's
bro.
number 3. Number 2 says avoid what? Creation.
So is it like this is like the list of 8 things to be successful? Pick 5.
That's the list.
Listen.
It's like a build your own lunchbox from Taco Bell. Like I thought you'd follow all the points of the list.
A faster way to be high value, which means, for example, mitigate risk. That's all you're saying here.
Hold on.
Again, we still don't have a definition for what they consider a high value man in the context of that tweet.
Okay, but here's the part that I completely disagree with.
I mean,
and
in the context under what he's talking, I think
taking it,
but
this is a whole other level.
I'm not.
We're taking it literally.
This is which you should take it literally if this is the godfather of the red pill, right?
Yep.
You guys all give this guy so much credit. I don't really know much about
like 5 books, supposedly.
The hypocritical part about it is that we make fun of girls all the time for not controlling their sexual urges and being hoes all the time. Like, she belongs to the streets, all this stuff. You tell guys that they're losers if they don't go to the gym. They're losers if they play video games. You're a loser if you smoke weed. You're a loser if you watch sports. You need to exercise discipline. But when it comes to girls, oh shit, get a vasectomy because you can't control yourself.
Based. You need to be in control, but you need to chop up your body because you can't control yourself.
What?
Those messages are not consistent. Those are mutually exclusive. If you are in control, then you can't say, oh, you need to do this because you can't control yourself.
Because you're not capable of exercising discipline. Why do you have to be disciplined in every single aspect of life? Networking, success, all this stuff, watching sports, playing video games. You need to be on your stuff. But for women, nut inside girls after getting a transgender surgery. That's the one thing you can't be disciplined in.
Sneako, can you stop fucking girls?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I can. I have. And I mean, I'm not Sneako. I'm not a huge streamer, but I'm not a tall dude either. But point is, can be done.
The cat.
And it, I love to stop the cat there, but it's not that difficult, guys. Like, maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's because, like, I lost my virginity earlier in life. I had girlfriends. So, I was never desperate for sex. And so, like, once I got past my college girlfriend, and the dating scene was very, very different because I was in a long-term relationship. And when, you're on campus, there's a lot of people around. So you don't necessarily have to worry about the dynamics of that we talk about all the time, where, like, the girl in a small town in Ohio used to have, the 12 guys that were single in her town. And now Tinder and Instagram are around, and now she has the whole world. So that isn't that isn't as significant, but, like, we're talking about the same thing. Hey, we got Zippy the Strange in the building. Said, come for the loves. Welcome to the party, brother. Very glad to see you. Zippy leaves some very, very interesting comments on the Daily VOD. So if you guys aren't watching those, definitely check them out and look out for Zippy's comments, because he's got to figure it out.
Hold it to it right now. Don't fuck until you get married.
Well, no. Better advice. Better advice.
But you don't have to do that if you have condoms. That's the whole point, guys.
You can hold it. So don't fuck until you get married.
Better advice.
Unless you're going to wear a condom or pull out.
No. I swear to God.
What,
Right now.
you're saying no.
Are you cool with that? Handshake.
Well, no, wait.
This is such a stupid.
This is how females, the type of females that they rail against. Look at this smug look. Oh, we got him. Oh. This is the sign language that Kevin Samuels talks about. Shame, insults, guilt, and what? The need to be right. He's creating this straw man scenario where either you get a vasectomy and you're safe, or you don't have any sex at all.
What?
That's not how life works, bro.
Here's a real question. Hold on. Has Sneako fucked a girl before?
Yes.
Has he had a vasectomy?
No.
Does he have any kids?
No.
He's
Then boom, there you go. He's able to do it.
Plan B.
Whoops. That kind of puts a hole in your argument, doesn't it? Listen to it again. Because the whole point is that, if you can't control yourself, you have to snip your body to make sure that you don't have any children. Because otherwise, you're gonna get screwed up and all this and that. But what? Look at the lining of the line of question that Sneako just got asked. Hey, we got Joe in the building. Welcome to the party. I guess not a huge fan of Cuxtony, but hey, man, he's doing his thing. And I would love to hear what you don't like about what he is saying here. But welcome to the party. Glad to see you. Dan said, "Is it only me that sees Fresh as a weak follower?" Nope, that's all of us, except the simps who are in the comments throwing money at these guys for whatever reason. I don't know, but certainly not. So let's back this up again and listen to how the entire argument falls flat on its face.
Hey, oh fuck! Until you get married.
Better advice is
No. I swear to God.
No.
You're saying
No.
Are you cool with that? Handshake.
Well, no, wait.
This is such a
Here's the real question. Here's the real question. Hold on. Has Sneako fucked a girl before?
Yes.
Has he had a vasectomy?
No.
Does he have any kids?
No.
He's
Then boom, there you go. He's able to do it. He's able to do it.
Plan B. So
There you go. So the vasectomy is not necessary. The vasectomy is not necessary. If you have the discipline, which they preach, then you don't need to chop up your genitals. I don't know how it got to a place where chopping up genitals, depending on who you are, might be okay. Let me say that again. Depending on who you are, depending on where you are, and depending on how you think, chopping up people's genitals might be a good decision for people to take in your mind. If you're a blue-haired feminist like Destiny, you might think chopping off your dick because you think you're a woman is a good idea. If you're fresh and fit, you might think that instead of investing in condoms, you should just snip your vas deferens. And then if you're a super liberal, then you can look at African countries who will use a literal rock to beat the clitoris off of young girls and be like, oh, well, that's cultural. We don't want to be culturally insensitive. And what is going on in the world where there's 3 different groups that would condemn each other, but all are okay with genital mutilation? It's insane. Religion is absolutely scary. And what's another word for religion? Dogmatic thinking. Exactly. Joe says, pretty sure both Fresh and Fit knew that Rollo was kind of shooting himself in the foot. They just want to stay loyal to their friend. I can, in a sense, respect the loyalty, but damn. And that's a good point. I do respect the loyalty, but at the end of the day, loyalty to in a masculine relationship, as we talk about in these red pill contexts, has to be, look, man, you have the people around you who aren't yes men, who are willing to tell you, bro, I'm loyal to you. I'm with you. I'm ride or die, but you are wrong on this one. I'm not going to continue to let you look like a fool, as he absolutely looks like as he calls into this show. So, I mean, I respect it too, but damn. Kelly says, these guys don't have foundations for belief. They navigate arguments with catchy comebacks that allow them to feed their narcissism, sort of like the women who they bring on their shows. Melt My Media, Melty says, pull-out game is not strong with these ones. To war they go.
He would have had a kid, which means he's gonna at some point.
Hey,
We're
listen,
human.
and they still sell Plan B.
No, but the point is
That is the point. He's able to fuck girls, not have a vasectomy, and still not have kids. It's possible.
What did number 2 say? Avoid family creation. It could be carnal.
But Sneako has already expressed that he is not in favor of number 2. He is not in favor of avoiding family creation.
Fuck girls, not have a vasectomy, and still not have kids. It's possible.
What did number 2 say? Avoid family creation. It could be carnal or Plan B, but he's just saying to be extra
another
careful.
form of contraception is what it is, basically.
But he didn't say that, and that's not a good form of contraception because it's not supposed to be reversed. That's what the doctor tells you when you get a vasectomy surgery. It's like you cannot expect this to be reversed. You shouldn't go into that thinking that you're going to reverse it. And also, a better advice, instead of saying never fuck again, maybe for the women that I do have sex with, prepare that she could be the mother of your children. Maybe
based. Instead of just throwing your dick around, maybe it's a better idea, if you care so much about these things, than to just make sure that, hey, I'm going to decide to have sex with a woman. I'm going to take precautions. I'm going to wear a condom. I'm even going to pull out with the condom on. But I'm not going to have sex with somebody because unless The worst case scenario, maybe the condom breaks. Maybe she just got that good. And that last pump, I just wasn't ready for it. I don't know. But the worst case scenario here is that she gets pregnant. If that is the worst case scenario and you're not okay with it, then don't fuck her.
Maybe don't spend time with hoes all the time thinking, I need to 50 girls so I understand feminists and how retarded they are. Maybe just don't f them. Maybe women that you can see yourself having a family with.
When you first, hold on. That's a very good
You
point.
won't be able to detect that though unless you have experience.
You need experience.
You need experience, bro.
How do you know? Wait, no. How do you need experience? What does that mean?
How would you know what's good for you if you never had it?
The red pill advice is you need 50 bodies to understand women.
I want to open this one up.
I love how Destiny feels a lot more comfortable to be himself. And I think he did a very intelligent thing. By the first few times he was on the podcast, whether it was the daytime or the one with all the girls, he kind of sat back and he didn't, come out. He didn't come out hot. And he played the little like, oh, I'm liberal and yes, oh my girlfriend or my wife or whatever gets dicked down by other dudes. He took all of that. So now he's being invited back, and now he has a specific point to nail down on, and he's going for it.
Let's go.
Do you think you need to fuck a girl to tell if she's like family material?
No.
That's going to be a poll. So we're with the current poll, we have 9 votes, and 56% of you do think that the red pill content will continue to be popular. And again, I use the words very in a very vague manner because I do want some interpretation there, but very, very interesting. So the question is, do you need to F a girl to see if she is wife material? Let me know what you think.
No. We're saying experience-wise.
What is experience?
No. Dating, courting, having that one-on-one experience. Okay, she likes this. She doesn't like this. This is weird. This doesn't work. I can tell from experience what works.
Wait,
now,
notice how he's throwing a lot of words around that are not well defined. I want to back that part up again, and because Destiny is very good at nailing down terms and flipping that back on them. And Callie Green says, "No, I don't need to screw her, but I want to make sure she'll be smelling like fish." Well, you can do a little bit of fresh. Exactly. There you go. Smell test for sure. Smell test for sure. I mean, I'm not saying don't get it in. I'm just saying you don't need to get it in. But let's back this up and see how many words that we can pick out that are ill-defined in the context of this conversation.
Experience-wise.
What is experience?
No. Dating.
So that's Destiny number 1. What is experience?
Courting.
Okay, so we have dating and courting.
Having that one-on-one experience.
But we already talked about experience, so it's still at 3.
Okay, she likes this. She doesn't like this. This is weird. This doesn't work. I can tell from experience what works.
Wait,
now,
again, we have the third time he's used experience. And I'll put in what works. What works for what? What works to get in her pants, or what works to get her to want to be your wife?
Any of that have to do with fucking her?
Hold on, I'm getting there.
Okay.
Now, adding in sex, you can understand. Okay, once this point has passed, I can see who she really is. Remember, people.
Okay, so what is seeing what she really is? What is the process of? Oh, I put my dick inside her, and now I can see who she really is because
What?
Melody says these guys forgetting the secret tunnel. I love that.
People put on front at the very beginning, but when you have sex with somebody, they are more often likely to show you who they really are.
That is absolutely not true. How many stories do you hear of husbands who are like, my wife used to blow me every single day, and then as soon as we got married, all the sex stopped? Or we have dead bedrooms now. We were super active our first year, but that is absolutely not true. Sex can absolutely change after you've gotten married, and you can tell. Regardless of experience, you can tell who's a 304 or who's like family material without fucking them first. For you guys, you can probably tell just by looking at their Instagrams. Isn't that what you guys are like professionals at? Is picking out hoes based on their Instagram pictures? You're telling me you have to fuck through like 30 women to find a good, like, how many conservative men, like if we brought in like real conservative men who have strong families, how many of them are like, yeah, I had to fuck 25 bitches when I was in college or to find the love of my life right now that can take care of my kids. That's a wild statement. If you want to, that's fine. But don't pretend you're doing it for this altruistic purpose of finding a good mom.
And that is the problem right there. That is the problem right there. All of this is about trying to get laid. And that's fine. That's fine that it's all about trying to get laid. But if that is the case, then stop acting like it's the, in Destiny's words, this altruistic purpose of finding a good mom. That's just not what you're trying to do. And a lot of us who used to watch this stuff almost religiously, that is what we're trying to do. Maybe we were attracted to, you know, these girls getting yelled at because, oh, this girl hurt me and I want to see that. But once you get a little taste of that, and then you get the actual real points of understanding the red pill in terms of, oh, girls aren't sugar spice, everything nice. Rom-coms don't show you how real life is. Disney movie, that type of stuff. That's it. There's no further use for the red pill. Yet every single night, watch as we're watching. This isn't even the whole podcast. This is just Destiny, thankfully, cutting up 1 hour of a 2.5 hour podcast. And look at the amount of money some of these men are simping for other men. There's 4 men. As much as you might want to call Destiny a girl, he does have a dick. So there's 4 men on this panel, and dudes are dropping hundreds, 500s. For what? How is that different? How is that different or not worse than dropping money on OnlyFans? At least on OnlyFans, you get a little something. But this, they might flash your message on the screen for 2 seconds, and then it goes into oblivion. That's worth your money? This has nothing to do with the altruistic purpose of finding a good mom.
Statement. If you want to, that's fine, but don't pretend you're doing it for this fucking altruistic purpose of finding a good mom.
But Destiny, can you admit that when you meet somebody for the first time, right? You're trying to see who they really are, the person, and ultimately you're gonna have sex, right?
Sure.
I mean,
You don't have to.
But I mean, having sex is like the least important part of seeing what kind of a person they are.
Actually, if you're compatible or not is very important.
If you're compatible, but in terms of like, would this be a good mom? Is it like, what, if she throws it back doggy, she'd probably take the kids like out to the park every day? Like, what does that even mean? Like, what, like she doesn't swallow. I don't think she'd feed my kid if I didn't make it home in time. Like, what does that mean?
Okay,
like,
so
she shows up to blow me every night, so I know she'll be on time picking my kid up from school. Like, what is the correlation here?
the whole package itself, right, is going to include sex. I'm just saying the dating process itself, going through the whole motions, you can see who the person really is. That's all I'm saying here.
He said he wants.
What? Joe, if you're still here, let me know. Are you still riding against Destiny? Because he's running the show right now. Just like Dan Jensen in the building. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much. And, of course, every single super chat comes with a treat for Morty. There we go. Say thank you to our new sponsor, Dan Jensen. Oh my goodness, and following it up, Melted Mind Media coming in hot. An amazing YouTuber and an amazing supporter of this channel. Said, here's the money for your only Indian page. Thank you very much. And Morty also very much appreciates that. Beautiful. Thank you so much, guys. I'm going to update that banner as soon as we get back into the video. Real quick, I just want to get to Joe here. It says, in their worldview, after sex, she either acts attached, healthy oxytocin release, or she doesn't have a normal hormonal response and her behavior reflects it, acting distant or indifferent. Okay, fair. But are you saying that having sex is the only way to see the difference? What if you just do something nice? What if you just take her out on a nice date and you guys get along really well? And you could still see that she's going to be attached because you're a nice guy who does this, that. Who's wrong? There's a lot of they. Are you calling Destiny a they or what? But thank you again to Dan Jensen and Melted Mind Media. Oh, beautiful. Fresh and fit. So we're all on the same page. Beautiful. All right.
I'm just saying the dating process itself, going through the whole motions, you can see who the person really is. That's all I'm saying here.
He said he wants to call in and tell us what he actually meant.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go. Rollo is coming on in.
There's a novel idea. How about you tell me, let me call it to tell you what I actually meant.
You know what? Let's do it, bro.
Let's go ahead and bring Rollo Tomassi on. Shout out to Rollo. Shout out to you.
Can you hear me okay?
What up, man?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay. So let me explain a few things here. I wasn't able to do this the last time you guys were talking about this, but so about, gosh, is it now 2 weeks ago? I think it was Tuesday of last week. You guys had Brandon Carter on.
I'm just telling you guys, I did not speed this up. I know that a lot of times I used to speed this up. This is regular speed. But what I want to point out is how often we talk about Kevin Samuels' sign language, shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. In my opinion, he was the godfather. But let's see how often Rollo Tomassi acts just like the women they all rail against non-stop. Hey, we got Trad Guy Travels in the building. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the party. Well, actually, I watch Destiny at 2 times speed whenever I can, but I watch everything at 2 times speed. So that's just me. I don't know. But welcome to the party. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So we're seeing how much sign language do we get from Rollo Tomassi, the godfather of the red pill.
Is that with Derek Moneyberg? Or is that Monday?
Monday.
Monday. Sorry, let me get my camera back up there. So Monday, you guys were talking to Brandon Carter. One of the things that Brandon was talking about was you got to love money. You got to be on top of your game. And I love Brandon Carter, by the way. I think
My apologies, guys. I forgot to mention that Trad Guy Travels is also another awesome YouTuber. Just dropped a link to his channel in the chat. Please do go check him out. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
he should be a stand-up comedian. I mean, the guy is that funny. He's a great guy, right? But when you guys are on that show and you're talking to him, and he's talking about how he doesn't go to he doesn't go to Publix, doesn't go grocery shopping for himself. He doesn't go do his own laundry. He doesn't have a car. I mean, it's Brickle, right? but he doesn't have like some basic stuff because his philosophy in life is that anything that takes him away from his grind, anything that takes him away from anything that would distract him or that would be financially or mathematically not a pragmatic choice for him to make, as far as like if he's spending time going grocery shopping or going and getting food for himself or whatever else. I'm sure he's getting a meal prep and everything else, but pretty much
what is he talking about?
Everything in his life is outsourced, because anything that he would be spending that time himself to go do, he could be losing money doing that at that time. So when I was listening to this and I was thinking about this myself, because I was actually at the same time, I'm like, helping a friend move and all this. And I'm thinking about this. I'm going, you know what? If you want to be a high value man, if you want to get to that apex level as fast as you can,
I'm just going to pull this down real quick because I want you guys to take a look at Destiny's chat as he's talking.
How is that not the best way to go about it? Okay. So the point of that whole tweet, which was basically a throwaway tweet that everyone started like snowballing into something else. I've got Ben Shapiro coming at me. I got Matt Walsh coming at me. I got Lauren Chen coming at me. I got all these people off of Daily Wire because it was just easy, low hanging fruit for these guys because they think that that's what the fucking manosphere is all about. And it's not. Okay. That was not.
Okay. Then what is it about? Snipping your dick and trying to get laid and not have a family and be old and a loser like you?
Fucking advice. Everything that is on Twitter is not advice.
So that's the angle that he's taking. He's saying this is the way to do this. This is the thing that we all hold in highest regard, being a high value man. Here's the quickest way to do that. But it's not advice. Advice? What do you mean? I'm just giving you steps on how to accomplish something. That's not advice. What?
Okay.
Was that a joke?
No, it was not necessarily a joke, but it's like, let's just say it's a hypothetical, okay? It's showing you. Now, listen.
And here we go with the upswing of the emotion. Remember how the Rational Male, specifically Rollo's book, will talk about stoicism and how important it is to be in control of your emotions. You tell me.
For just 5 seconds, okay? This is no joke here, because everything that's come out of both of you guys' mouth has been nothing but distraction and misdirection, because it's easy and clicks for you.
You mad, bro?
So here's the whole thing. When I'm talking about get a vasectomy, or don't be concerned with.
I like when he's mad, his glasses get uneven on his nose. You see?
Let him finish.
Okay.
I'm really mad about that.
And he's even got a big advantage. Exactly, Try Guy. Exactly, the irrational male. If you listen, Rollo has the advantage here because for whatever reason, his audio is getting is drowning out their audio. So sometimes when I don't know what they're using, But when the other day when Melty was up here, we could talk over each other, and obviously we weren't like interrupting each other. But if he had to jump in with something, you can hear him even though I was talking. You can hear me even though he was talking. But as you listen, if Rollo is talking, it muffles the entire Fresh and Fit audio. So he's got an advantage. But still, this happens.
Guys,
Shall we keep going? Are we just gonna have jokes thrown in here?
Really heated about this.
Is that what I get to? Is that what I get to do it? Okay, so here's the deal. When I'm talking about this, when I'm throwing this out there, why wouldn't you do that? Would you not have been more successful?
Because I might want to have kids. That's the whole point, bro. Hey, we got Air Dr. Nappy in the building. Welcome to the party. Oh, so instead of the Manosphere, we need a datasphere. I love that. I think that would turn into something a little, cheesy. But I like where your head's at. Because that is what really will improve our society. Better and more active dads. Not that the men are not willing to be that, but that's what we need. Great comment. Welcome to the party, brother.
Successful, Sneako, had you not had to go through certain, wouldn't you do that? Would you not have been more successful, Sneako, had you not had to go through certain things? If you had a kid right now,
advice or not?
You would be playing the game with a handicap. You would be playing the game with your fucking hands tied behind your back.
Okay, but we've already established that Destiny has a child from a woman who's not married to and is more successful than all of them. Try Guy Travel says he shakes like he has Parkinson's when he gets angry. Oh my God. We are here to roast the Godfather.
Okay, so Rollo,
there are guys right now who I have a lot of respect for, and I'm sure you have a lot of respect for as well, who all have kids, but you know what they try to do? Try to keep it under wraps.
Okay,
so make sure nobody knows about
Destiny's Child. Oh man, Track God Travels coming in hot. Oh my goodness.
Kids. Okay.
What is advice?
So here's okay. First off, this is not advice. Everything that is on my show or is on Twitter is not automatically advice. Now, but here's the thing.
So again, if you could hear that, Sneako said, okay, then what is it? If it's not advice, what is it? Just fell through the cracks.
You're gonna say, because here's the deal. When I was on whatever podcast I was telling this, I was saying exactly the same thing here, is that everything that comes out of somebody's mouth on Instagram or on Twitter or on a YouTube, there's no way you can't go on there without somebody going, this is what these guys are saying to do. Because if you have this set automatically, that if it comes out of your mouth, it's automatically advice. It can't just be data. It can't just be statistics. It can't be, nothing can be just delivered. Sort of like, here's some data for you to look at. Okay. Nothing can be set. Nothing can be given to you without somebody going, well, the reason why you're telling me this is because you're telling me that this is the best way to live my life. Okay.
Yeah. People don't talk like that. When you make your whole platform about becoming a high value man, and then you make a tweet that says, here's how to become the quickest way to become a high value man, then people are going to take it as advice. That's your mishap, not the people who are taking it as advice. Try Guy Travel says, imagine growing up as Destiny's child and finding out your dad lets your mom have a boyfriend and get cream-filled by other men. I mean, a lot of people bring that up all the time. And I mean, once you know that that's what it is, and he's comfortable with it and she's comfortable with it, and she's, I watched actually a stream that on Sneako's channel that Destiny's wife was there for. She's a smart girl. She's, she caught him up a couple times, and like, hey, I get it that it's weird. It's never something that I would do, but like, I get it. This isn't an insult to in my eyes as to not listening to his points. This is honestly, not trying to come at you, bro. It sounds like a little bit of sign language. Just saying, but it is funny. Melty says, what really gives a man the drive to go above and beyond carrying on their legacy? Exactly. Try Guy Travel says, is he really comfortable with it though? Seems like it. I don't. I mean, unless you can point out something that would indicate that he's not. I mean, I watch a significant amount of his content because, you know, he is so different than, you know, the way that I live my life, the way that the people who I look up to live their lives. And I respect his political, his ability to have conversations. And while I may not agree with all of the positions he has, the logic as to how he gets there, you know, it makes sense. So I really haven't seen anything that has shown that he's not comfortable with it. He's come on a lot of, you know, like Fresh and Fit and a lot of other red pill podcasts where they would like make fun of him. And just like, yeah, it's my life. I mean, is it possible? Do you think it's possible for a man to have an open marriage and to be okay with it? Or do you think that's impossible? And Joe brings up a great point. Says Destiny actually gets way more women than Melina. They fight because he's constantly out. He constantly outperforms her in sexual prospects. There you go. There you go. So I mean, the whole thing is that, like, I don't know. It's just like I get it. I would never ever be in an open relationship, but he is. And he seems to be fine with it. And again, if you can show me something that shows me he's like, when Sneako was talking about his experience with, you know, getting his girl dick down, and he was really shaken, then okay, you know, then maybe he's not as comfortable with it, and maybe he's trying to hide it and this and that and whatever. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Yeah, Destiny actually gets way more. The open marriage actually benefits him. I don't think he loves her. Ooh. He has the upper hand. Why do you think he doesn't love her? That's a heavy claim.
So when I'm watching Brendan Carter and I'm watching all this going on, and I'm looking at like guys that I know and guys that you know as well, and when these are the guys who are like saying, you know, be on your game, do this, do that, they're the ones that are giving this advice. All I'm doing is saying, hey, look. What
advice? They're giving what advice? What are you talking about?
Maybe you should not focus on family. Maybe you should not get married. I mean, I don't know why that's big.
So is that his argument? That, well, other people are saying it, so I'm just saying it too. What? You're the Godfather. You're the Godfather. Well, other people say it, so I say it too.
The advice?
I'm not saying it's advice. What I'm saying is that is this over the fucking top.
And so now again, okay, it's not advice. So what is it?
That everybody wants to take it out of context, which is exactly what you guys have been doing.
So what is it? Can you tell me what that tweet was if it wasn't advice?
It's not advice. What it is.
Can you tell me what it was if it wasn't advice? It was not advice. What? Bruh.
It's okay. It's saying that this is the most extreme way to do things. Okay. Here's the
okay. And what is the purpose of telling people here's the most extreme way to do a thing? Forget about high value mail. What is the purpose of having a platform about doing X? Let's just call it. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be skiing. It could be cooking. It could be binge drinking. It doesn't matter. So your whole platform is about how to achieve X. That's your whole platform. Forget about the tweet. That's your whole platform. Probably a trad guy. Probably. But that's your message. X is what you want to achieve. You want to be X. The only way as a man you have value in life is if you are X. Here's the fastest way to get to X. If it's not advice, what is it? Just said, he said it was a bait. It was to bait a response. People took the bait, but at what cost? Facts. Yeah, like if you're gonna put out some bait, then you have to have the argumentation behind it to be like, aha, you fell for my trap. You can't just say something stupid and then get mad when people are like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about?
The quickest path to, if I told you this, look, if I said the quickest way.
Again, if you, for those of you who haven't seen the tweet itself, his tweet from the Rollo Tomassi at the Rational Mail, the quickest path. This is what they're hinging on, the word quickest. The quickest path to becoming a high value man. And remember, their whole thing is that you have no value unless you are high value. unlike Kevin Samuels, who was telling women to, get with average men. But that's neither here nor there. So the quickest path to becoming a high value man: 1, do not get married. 2, avoid family creation. 3, and this is the big one, vasectomy in your 20s. And then, the rest of these are pretty standard, with consistency, eliminate all sedations, learn game and networking, play your strengths, build wealth, and resist easing up on your focus. So, I mean, the back half is not that bad, but the first 3, it's like, why would you avoid getting married? I thought the whole point was to find the right type of women. What is vetting for if you're not looking for a wife? And then if you are looking for a wife, why would you avoid family creation? And then again, the vasectomy. All 3, that they don't fall in line. They just don't fall in line. And so Sneako's just asking, what is the point? Why are you putting this? You're saying it's not advice. Okay, fine. I'll accept that it's not advice. But what is it? And if it's a bait, if it was a troll to bait people, like, definitely didn't work out the way you planned. Try Guy Travel says, yeah, I thought he was one of the people who advocated for marriage. Yeah, he is married. He is married. And so they're saying that, like, I'm not saying this is what you should do. I'm just saying if you want to achieve X, being high value man, this is the quickest way to do it. I wouldn't do it this way. And this is me trying to steel man Rollo as best as I can. He's saying this is the quickest, not the best, not the anything, the quickest. And, absolutely not congruent with his brand. So, I mean, I'll take that, that he was trying to bait a response, but as Joe says, at what cost?
For you to make $1 million,
That sounds like advice.
is to go steal it from the bank, or go to steal it.
That is exactly advice.
Does that mean I'm telling you to go steal it?
If your whole platform is how to get money or how to get $1 million, then yes, that is easily, maybe it's not directly saying you should do this. But if you garner an audience saying we all want X, and then you say this is the quickest path to becoming X, you don't really have ground to stand on to say that it's not advice. Guys, if I can get 2 more likes, I would be so happy. Thank you so much.
If I tell you to go fucking jump off a cliff, are you going to go jump off a cliff?
Right,
I'm also, by the way,
No, but it's still advice.
by the way, here's the other thing: is I'm also responding to Dr. Richard Reeves in this as well.
Okay, there's a lot of context about it, sure. But all the rest of the list, you're equating vasectomy to lifting, game, play to your strength, resisting up on easing your focus. The rest of it sounds like general advice.
Okay, well, let's say
So, yeah, Joe's saying, I think Destiny loved his ex-wife, who he had his son with. Melina is just a trophy wife. I don't see any vulnerability. That's why I think it's just a marriage that fits his hedonistic pursuits. I would agree with that. I mean, I don't know anything about the ex-wife, but, and I don't necessarily, thank you so much for the likes, guys. I don't really have an issue with, like, if she's a trophy wife, she got, to come to America, she gets to live, without having to do anything. He's rich. They get along. Like, what's the issue? What's the issue? Are you that insecure with your own life that you have to get uppity that other dudes are in an open marriage? Like, and I understand that, they talk about high value men being in one-sided open relationships where you get to do, but if he genuinely doesn't care, then what are we talking about? That's why I think, he is in fact comfortable with it.
so. Let me ask you. So is it the vasectomy part that's throwing you off?
Yeah. Genuine good advice, right?
Actually, no, it's not just the vasectomy part. It's the top 3. It's the top 3 answers, or the top 3 bullet points. All 3 of them. Why avoid getting married? Why avoid family creation? And why get a vasectomy? Why would you do those things? Why is that a good thing to put out there, whether it's advice or it's not advice? That's what I'm hung up on.
Resisting up on easing your focus. The rest of it sounds like general advice.
Okay, well, let's say so.
Hey, we got Indie Film in the building, coming in hot, taking the sponsor spot with the $4.99. Said, here's a like for you. Very, very, very much appreciated. And of course, everyone comes with a treat. Boy, Morty, come on, go and get it. There you go. Thank you so much, Indie Film. Welcome to the party, brother. I think we are witnessing the end of the peak popularity of the Manosphere. Let's just get this last one. Air Doctor says, I don't know what that means. Destiny and his wife fight sometimes because of the open relationship. I mean, I would assume that that's part of the deal, that you're going to have some arguments about it. But there's, I mean, where do you have a marriage where you don't have stuff that you argue about? And if they're fine in every other realm, and then this is their point of contention, then sounds like a normal ass marriage to me.
So let me ask you. So is it the vasectomy part that's throwing you off?
Really genuine, good advice, right? The rest of it.
Is it the vasectomy part?
Yeah,
do you agree with pretty much everything else except for the vasectomy part?
The first three is weird because then I don't even know what the red pill idea of a high value man is. Is it just being rich? Like, what's the point of having all this money and not having a family?
That's a great question, though. Shout out to Indie Film for being the sponsor of the stream. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's back this up and hear exactly
else except for the vasectomy part.
The first three is weird because then I don't even know what the red pill idea of a high value man is. Is it just being rich? Like, what's the point of having all this money and not having a family? Why be that rich? The guy who's always grinding. Whoa, Brandon Carter doesn't have to do his laundry. Sick. What else are you going to do with your life?
Right. Maybe this is actually meant so that you'll get it. You'll have a freaking epiphany about how all the shit that you have to sacrifice to get to that in the first place.
What? Just says, do you think Rollo grows from this, or it's going to be a hit to his brand? I think it could have. He could have, if he had the argumentation behind it. I can see, an internally logical position where you could back up having a vasectomy and not getting married and avoiding family creation if there is some other goal in mind. But that's what Sneako is asking about, and Rollo is not giving it. Why are we trying to do all this stuff to become high value for these women if we're not looking for a family? That's the heart of it. So I think because he doesn't have the argumentation, it's going to be a huge hit to his brand. Yep. Try Guy Child says Kevin Samuels already explained high value man. Exactly. And that's why it's even more mind-blowing that when Rollo gets held to it, HVM, it means high value man. Again, as the tweet is saying, the quickest path to becoming a high value man. And he is saying to don't get married, avoid family creation, and get a vasectomy in your 20s, which is crazy. That is crazy. But yeah, Kevin Samuels had a very good formula, if you want to put it that way. But he was about creating families. He was trying to get people married. And Rollo is specifically saying in two different points, don't get married and avoid family creation, and then not giving advice, but saying that you should snip your genitals. No problem, brother. We all are, and that's why there's no dumb questions. Just didn't Kevin Samuels get onto red pill stuff after reading Rollo's book? Possibly. I don't think so. I'm not sure about that. I would imagine that because he's a little bit older and he's been going for a long time. I would have to see like when the book came out and when Kevin really blew up. I would imagine that he did read it. I don't know how big of an influence it was, though. Because, I mean, it is a good book. It's a good book. I read it. It's a good book. But it's like, I don't need to listen to you now because I already read your book. All you do is just repeat talking points from the book.
About how all the shit that you have to sacrifice to get to that in the first place. What are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to live the kind of life, let's say, like a Brandon Carter is, where you're going to outsource your entire life?
Sure, but I'm not willing to cut up my dick or other parts of my genitals.
Or are you going to actually have kids? Is that something that's a priority for you?
Did Sneako just say the guy that he's talking about has kids? I think that's what he just said. But that's what I was talking about his audio is just, covering over the Fresh or Fit audio.
Or are you going to actually have kids?
Yep. He just said the guy that he's talking about has kids. So the person that Rollo is using to back up his argument about not getting married, not having children, and getting a vasectomy, the guy has kids. What are you talking about, bro?
Is that something that's a priority for you? Because I will tell you right now that if you do, if you follow this kind, if you were to actually follow this list right here,
which isn't advice, I swear, but if you follow it, it will lead to a conclusion that you want.
that is the fastest way for you to get to a point where you are more high value. Right. So here's the thing. So when I say that, people go, well, that's not what a high value man is. A high value man is what I define it as, which is he's got to have a good, loving, devoted wife. He's got to have 3 or 4 kids or 10 kids, depending on whatever culture you're talking about. All this stuff that makes up whatever that person who happens to have that is, then that's suddenly the definition of what a high value man is.
Oh, so now it's just about my truth. I think a high value man is somebody who makes, let's say $30,000 a year, is 5'4", never goes to the gym, and doesn't even try to get laid. That's a high value male, in my perspective. So I guess I won. I won! Yay! In fact, according to my thing, that you guys are all losers because you're out there trying to get with women. What a loser! Do you see how ridiculous this is? Exactly. Like, what are you saying, bro? What are you saying? The definition of a high value man is whatever a high value man is.
And who happens to have that is, then that's suddenly the definition of what a high value man is. So what I'm saying this is the best way to become a high value man. I'm not saying this is the only way to become a high value man. I'm just saying that this is the fastest way to go and do something like that.
You've been talking a lot for 5 minutes. What is your definition of a high value man?
So here we go. Here we go. Kevin Samuels already explained high value male. Rollo himself already explained what a high value male is in his book. And it's not up to interpretation. But let's see where this goes. What is your definition of a high value man? These are men speaking, and that is a direct question. So we should expect a direct answer, right? Because these are the type of people that we look up to understand our emotions and how to handle ourselves and be stoic and all that, right? What is your definition, Rollo, of a high value man?
It doesn't matter. That's not what I was talking about in this.
Matter.
I have what you're talking about. That's what the first part of the tweet is: how to become a high value man.
Exactly. How can you say we're talking about my tweet that tells you how to become a high value man, and then say, "Oh, it doesn't matter what I call a high value man"? What? You're just saying things. You're not making any sense, and you're getting more emotional the less sense you make. Because you're getting mad that people aren't just taking your word and swallowing it whole. I'm telling you guys, this might be the start of the Sneako redemption. Just as Rollo did say, it's not up to interpretation in his book. Quote, a guy who other men want to be and women want to bang. Exactly. That's what a high value man is. And there's other criteria that is agreed upon within the Manosphere, within the red pill space. Again, going back to Kevin Samuels, it was like being recognized as a high value man amongst other high value men for a certain period of time, making a certain amount of money for a certain amount of time. All these things. And this ain't it. He is not exactly Try Guy. Exactly. Try Guy Charles says nothing stoic about this conversation. Men acting like boys and being controlled by emotions. I would say man acting like a boy and being controlled by emotions. Because the other guys seem like, especially Sneako and Destiny, they're just here trying to have the conversation. And I don't see anything childish about that. I don't feel bad for Rollo at all. He dug this grave, and now he's got a lie in it. Why did you do this to yourself, bro? Oh, I'm so cool. I'm going to bait everybody into a debate. And then you get into the debate, and you fail miserably. Why did you do that to yourself, bro?
This way to become a high value man is to recognize the fact that you've got.
So now he's again talking like women. The question was, what is the definition of a high value man. Kind of like how there's this whole cultural thing about the word woman, and it's such a thing to laugh about how liberals can't define that word because they know they'll get in trouble if they actually say the actual definition. Seen a lot of similarities.
High value man is to recognize the fact that you've got sacrifices to make. Okay.
So like what is that? Telling like stories from Vietnam. Like, just say, what is a high value man? It's the first part of the tweet. What is it?
Yeah. Just says getting on this call was an emotional decision. Bad look. Hey, we got David Banner in the building. Welcome to the party, brother. Women don't have penises. That is very, very, very correct. Welcome to the party, brother. Air Dr. Nappy says, did he think he was going to talk to intelligent people? That is why he entered he wasn't going to talk to intelligent people? That's why he entered the debate? Yup. He's this guy who sits in his echo chamber. When's the last time you heard about anything new or fresh that Rollo did? Anybody that Rollo has talked to that is relevant? When's the last time you heard that? Not anytime recently, because he doesn't do that. All he does is go live and just ramble to his captured audience who thinks he is the godfather of their actual lives. David says, I'm late, but I see Destiny. Well, he's doing the damn thing. So that's all I'm going to say. Rollo, so I should pull up the tweet. Let's get the quickest. It is important to see the context that we're talking about. So this is the tweet that we're all talking about that Rollo put up. He says the quickest path to becoming a high value man: do not get married, avoid family creation, get a vasectomy in your 20s, lift consistently, and the rest of these are normal. But we're really kind of getting caught up on these three. Why is this even part of the path to becoming a high value man? And Rollo is saying, well, it's not advice. It's just a thing I'm saying that's directly in line with all the things that I give advice about.
What does that mean?
You tell me what a high value man is. Because here's the thing: is it doesn't matter what I'm going to say is a high value man.
Then just answer the question. If it doesn't matter, then just answer it.
Telling like stories from Vietnam. Like, just say, what is a high value man? It's the first part of the tweet. What does that mean?
You tell me what a high value man is. Because here's the thing: is it doesn't matter what I'm going to say is a high value man.
Yes, sir. It does matter in the context of what you were trying to say. If you say a word, it does matter what you mean by that word.
That's as good as your tweet.
It doesn't matter what I say is a high value man, because everybody takes this. The point of the tweet is that everybody is going to take this and then insert their own definition of what a high value man is.
Okay, fair enough. That's totally fine. The question is, what is your definition of a high value man?
That's the bait.
12 kids when you're
That's
6.
the bait. That's the bait. Is it though? Is that the bait, bro? I don't think that's the bait.
16. Then your tweet doesn't work, does it?
Everybody is going to take this and then insert their own definition of what a high value man is.
What if a high value man is 12 kids when you're 16?
Yeah, David Banner said it's okay to draw inspiration from these Manosphere red pill dudes, but to follow their every word is by definition beta shit. Exactly. Well said.
Then your tweet doesn't work, does it? What if your definition of a high value man is being getting into a trade and having 5 kids by the time you're 22? Then it also high value man is being an esports professional.
You're absolutely making my point for me right here. Okay.
Yes, he is making your point that it's up to interpretation. So anybody could decide that an esports, whatever he said, could be a high value man. So the quickest way to becoming an esports champion has nothing to do with family creation, has nothing to do with getting a vasectomy. What are you talking about?
High value man is being an esports professional.
You're absolutely making my point for me right here. Okay. This is what I'm saying.
point is it high value man? You gave a list of 8 things. Do these 8 things to become a high value man. Do 1 through 8 to become A. And you're not defining what A is.
Fastest way to becoming a high value man
What is that? I feel like we're watching What is a Woman all over again.
is these things.
What is that?
Okay. So here's the thing. So if we're talking about family creation, we already talked. Okay, so you want to go? Okay, let's go one by one. You want to go one by one? Okay,
No,
so
I want to go before one by one. What is a high value man?
We can't have an argument if I don't even know what your definition
point is. The very fact that you're even asking this in the first place is the actual point of the fucking tweet. Okay, so if you're going to be a high value man with the fucking hands tied behind your back, then what is that? What does that mean to you? What? That's the point. This whole discussion is the point of the fucking tweet. Do you guys?
Okay, great. So we're having the discussion that you wanted to have because of the tweet. So let's have the discussion. What is a high value man in your opinion, in the way you use it? You use the words high value man. When you use those words, what is the actual thing that you were referring to? Language is representative of reality. Words mean things. So when you say high value man, high value male, whatever, what is the thing in the real world that you are referring to? That is the question. And he is unable to answer it. Hey, we got Juana Washington in the building. Welcome to the party. Says he doesn't want to define high value male because he doesn't meet the definition. Then the question becomes, why are we listening to Rollo? Great comment. Great comment. That is exactly why he is so scared. Welcome to the party, Joanna. That is a baller comment. Just said he's going to debate them both next week. I mean, is it going to be something? I feel like this is it. This is it. What else could he say that would come back from this? I mean, I'll watch it, but I probably won't cover it because most other people are going to see this and be like, I don't really care anymore. You don't have anything to say. But I'll certainly pay attention and look out for it.
Was you've got some conception of a high value man. Here are 8 points that you think you need to do to get to it, and now you're getting blown the fuck up on the vasectomy thing, which you probably realize is fucking retarded. But you're too old and stubborn to walk back from it. That's the point of this conversation.
I'm not too stubborn to walk back from it because the point of it was to get douche nozzles like yourself.
Oh, douche nozzles! Oh! What are you doing? Where's the stoicism? Where is the emotional intelligence? Where is the ability to control yourself? Douche nozzle? Would any of you ever follow me if I use douche nozzle unironically? Douche nozzle. This is a 50-something-year-old man who just said douche nozzle. I am amazed. Hey, we got MJ in the building. Welcome. That's what everybody sees. Hey, Destiny's doing his thing, and Rollo is not doing well. Petty name calling is very high value. Is it though? But haven't figured out the purpose of these people even talking to each other. Well, sit back and you'll understand. Welcome to the party. Just said he's coming in heavy with the 80s dad insult. Oh my God. Rollo, what are you doing? Your career is over.
You've got some conception of a high value man. Here are 8 points that you think you need to do to get to it. And now you're getting blown the fuck up on the vasectomy thing, which you probably realize is fucking retarded. But you're too old and stubborn to walk back from it. That's the point of this conversation.
I'm not too stubborn to walk back from it because the point of it was to get douche nozzles like yourself to have this conversation in the first place.
How old are you, bro?
The youngest person in this interaction, Sneako. How old are you, dude? Sneako is supposed to be the most impressionable one. And I'm just amazed that there was a time when I thought of this man as somebody that I would want to look up to. Hey, we got RP in the building. Welcome to the party. So this guy got called out, and he's not used to being challenged on these points. A high-value man is what it means to you. So you're defined by your feelings. Sounds like lady talk. Welcome to the party. Joe says, mic drop, you're too old and stubborn to walk back from it. I mean, is he wrong? I don't think so. I agree, Air Doctor. Destiny has been a fantastic role model for Sneako. If you ever watch I don't watch like Destiny streaming. I just will pay attention to his YouTube channel and the clips that his editors put out the next day. Because I just don't have time, and I don't care that much. But I do care about like what people on the left are thinking, and yeah, he's been a great kind of not necessarily like a mentor, but kind of a guide. Because remember, Sneako has been online for a long time. But as soon as he switched into Sneako, the streamer, it was a very different thing. Things changed a lot. MGTOW came in, and there was a lot going on. And Destiny has been really good at trying to be gracious and being like, dude, I don't think you're going in the right direction and stuff like that. Thank you, MJ. That's right. As soon as we are done here, we are headed over to the Discord for the after party. David Banner says, everyone has feeling, and it's hilarious that these red pill guys refuse to acknowledge that when you constantly see them having these bickering back and forths. Yep. Masculinity. I just put out a video right before this. And the cold open was exactly this. There is no such thing as toxic masculinity because behavior that is masculine is inherently not toxic. So if a man is acting in toxic behavior, then it's not masculinity. So you can't have toxic masculinity. You just have a lack of masculinity. And I'm seeing a lot of lack in this stream. Justice Destiny brings a good perspective, even if I disagree with him. The right needs him for balance. Exactly. Spot on, Joe. Spot on. That's exactly what. I mean, it's him and Kyle Kalinske, which I don't even really like that much. But like, those are the guys on the left that are driving the conversation. You have your Jimmy Dores and stuff, but that's kind of a different thing. And the fact of the matter is, like, as we saw with Lance from the Surfs when he went on Timcast, like, this is the top of the top when it comes to liberal politics. There's not these high level guys anywhere. The same way we have a laundry list of alternative, anti-establishment. I don't even want to say it's conservative, but anti-establishment media. Thank you, MJ. See, she enjoyed it. You should go watch it as soon as this is done. Don't leave. But when it's done, go watch it. Thank you, MJ.
To have this conversation in the first place.
How old are you, bro? Douche nozzles?
Yes. You guys are idiots. Why you guys come in here from Twitch stream? Like, how you guys are legitimate in all of this? I don't know.
Oh, now we're back onto more ad hominems following up the douche nozzle. He got called out on using a douche nozzle and went for more ad hominems. That's stoicism at its finest. Well, he says, I used to think Destiny was full cock till I saw the video you put out on the Discord, and now he's half cock now. Hey, good enough. That's been the whole thing, and it's only going to get worse. No,
because everything I've heard come out of you guys' mouth is just confident ignorance.
Projection. Everything I hear coming out of your mouth is confident ignorance. That is exactly and precisely what we are hearing from Rollo. That's another very modern womany thing to do. Projection. Just if you look at Myron, he looks so embarrassed for Rollo. Yeah, and this would have been a fantastic opportunity to show that level of nuance that happens in male relationships. Because as we were saying before, that they want to stay loyal to Rollo because that's their guy. But loyalty in a real masculine frame would be like, bro, you need to shut up. You're saying some dumb shit right now. Real men can say that to each other. These fucking fruits would probably go cry about it. Like, oh, they said something mean. I thought they were my friends. Yeah, your friends are people who are real with you, not people who just suck your asshole because you put them on. Deep breath, and a drink. All right. Exactly. How is it ignorant for asking for clarification? What? That's just not what the word ignorance means.
I don't know, because everything I've heard come out of you guys' mouth is just confident ignorance.
I'm
That's
asking
all I can from this.
no, Myron. Okay, I'm not asking you like in terms of the debate. You call yourself the godfather of the red pill.
I call myself the godfather of the manosphere, okay?
Oh, it's the godfather of the manosphere, not the godfather of the red pill, okay? For me, that was the cringe moment. Let's watch it again. Look at it. He's so mad. He's so mad.
Hey, you call yourself the godfather of the red pill.
I call myself the godfather of the manosphere, okay?
That's so pathetic. One more time.
Hey, you call yourself the godfather of the red pill.
I call myself the godfather of the manosphere.
In terms of the debate, you call yourself the godfather of the red pill.
I call myself the godfather of the manosphere, okay?
Hey, you call yourself the godfather of the red pill.
I call myself the godfather of the manosphere, okay? Other people have called me that.
Okay, great. That's
Got it?
very
Do you understand?
okay.
That right there with Destiny, that is secondhand embarrassment.
So as that,
Godfather or grandfather of the man? Which one is it?
whatever it is, the
Oh, he said godfather or grandfather. Oh my
old guy of the manosphere. What is your
The old guy of the manosphere. What is happening?
definition of high value man? This is the #1 talked about topic on all of these shows. So I want to get a clear definition from you. What is it?
You tell again. It depends on the person. It depends on the culture. Depends on the. So here's the thing. Let me tell you. Maybe I can explain this to you, Sneako, because at least you got your ears open here.
So MJ, usually this window over here with Sneako and Destiny, the fresh and fit guys are there. So usually that's the whole screen. So Rollo called in. And so that's why I don't know. Yeah, I guess they couldn't how you can use the view where it's like this, or it squishes them in a little bit. I know more. I know. They're being very nice, but you gotta wait. The Rollo called into the show, so they didn't expect to have him there, but David Banner says, I call myself the godfather of the manosphere, okay? Hey, we got Misanthropic Altruist in the building. Welcome to the parties, and here to check the cartoon fight. That is exactly what it is. And David Banner spot on once again.
So here's the thing. Let me tell you. Maybe I can explain this to you, Sneako, because at least you got your ears open here. The thing is that when we're talking about what's the top G, what's a high value guy, you probably haven't heard this because you don't read my stuff and you don't watch.
I did, and it was in there. You listed what it was. I don't know why you don't just reach over and read your own book. Debate battling is going to be the new UFC. I hope so. I'll be the featherweight, the atomweight championship for sure. MA said Destiny is the mother of debate bros. All right, I'll give you that. Because he is the top of the top. But I'll take the mother part.
Watch my shit. But I've also said this is like the red pill has to be for everybody or it's for nobody. So if we're looking at a guy who's draped across a Lamborghini and he's got hot chicks with him and we say that's what I'm aspiring to, but I'll never make that because I live in a fishing village on the coast of Chile, right? That means I can never match that high apex of a high value guy.
So the definition of a high value man is
the guy in the car?
But the guy who happens to live in those villages or happens to be in a different culture or in a different country or whatever else, he can still benefit from that because however he's defining himself as a high value man in his fishing village, maybe that's what he can aspire to.
It has nothing to do with Chile and the village and the car.
See, here's the thing: is you guys want me to say, okay, a high value man makes $100,000 a year.
Yes, Rollo, just like you did in your book. That is exactly what we are looking for, a definition of what makes a male high value. That is the whole question. I don't know why you are confused about that. They've asked you specifically and directly, what is your definition of a high value male? Just it's funny because Rollo tweeted out a definition after this. Oh my God, I gotta find that.
He's fucked 50 chicks. He's got that's the thing.
That's not what I want you to say. I disagree with that. I'm asking you because I come on this all the time.
Disagree with it. What I'm saying is the point of the tweet is so you will ask that question.
I'm past the tweet. I'm past that. Look, I'm asking as somebody who's really interested in the red pill. I listen to a lot of this content. I want to know what your definition is, because if you have a definition that's completely off of what I think it is, then I guess I'm not red pill.
Well,
based. Oh, we were looking at that. So he did. I don't know if that was specifically what you're talking about, Joe, but he did post somebody. What was that? Sam Bankman-Fried, the big fraud of SBF, high value male. What? Okay. But what did Sneako just say? Something very, very important, and not just important for the conversation, but important for his personal development. It's important to his personal development because the red pill has been his identity for the last year plus. That has been his identity. So listen again.
Somebody who's really interested in the red pill. I listen to a lot of this content. I want to know what your definition is, because if you have a definition that's completely off of what I think it is, then I guess I'm not red pill.
Well, here's
based. I guess I'm not red pill. If that's what you're saying, then I guess I'm not red pill. Oh my goodness. Hey, MJ in the building. Said Morty needs a treat, and I want your definition of a high value male. So let's start with one, and Morty gets a treat. $15. Let's go with the peanut butter banana treats for the $15 super chat from MJ. Thank you so much. And of course, that makes you the new sponsor of the stream. Eat it. There you go. Hey. Thank you so much, MJ. So my definition of a high value treat. I read it as high value man. A high value treat is one that is that has the dog has a desire for that treat more than their either their food, like their regular kibble, or a different type of treat. That's my definition of a high value treat, and I use that term all the time because what you want to do. For those who don't know, I am a dog trainer. What you want to do is have a standard treat. And then if you're having trouble getting the dog to do a certain thing, you have a high value treat, like our peanut butter banana things here, that's going to give them a little bit more reason to do what you're asking. So that is my definition of a high value treat. Thank you again so much to MJ for sponsoring the stream. Let me get you in the banner here. Let's back this up.
Really interested in the red pill. I listen to a lot of this content. I want to know what your definition is, because if you have a definition that's completely off of what I think it is, then I guess I'm not red pill.
Well, here's what I think guys ought to do. Would you like me to give you some prescriptions? Is that what we're trying for here?
No, I want to know your opinion of a high value man. What is it?
I think a high value man is whatever is contextually makes that guy a high value guy in whatever culture that he happens to be in.
I think a woman is anyone who identifies as a woman. What? If anybody can explain to me the difference in the value of what Rollo just said versus the value of the people who answer what is a woman, I will cash app you. Remember, YouTube takes some of the super chat. I will cash app you the entire chat revenue of this stream. If anybody can tell me a material difference between those two. Milton My Media says, MJ, people got stuff to do. Don't worry about it. Joe said, high value man. The man other men want to be and other women want to bang. Simple as that. Oh, that was a tweet. Interesting. So why couldn't you just do that here, Rollo? If that was the tweet, why couldn't you just do that here? What a loser. Stupid. MA says, Rollo is not red pill. He has been recognized by the Manosphere as a grifter for over 10 years. Really? I didn't know that. Then again, most of the Manosphere has devolved into mostly grifting. So, yep. That's all right. We're glad you are here now, MJ. Very, very much welcome to the party.
Whatever is contextually makes that guy a high value guy in whatever culture that he happens to be in. If that's money, that's money. Right now, that's what we tend to focus on right now. But if I'm going to say that,
value man is a guy that has the things that makes him a high value man.
All right,
the things that make you a high value man. Okay, what is that? We've been trying to. We're never going to define it.
We just kind of because here's the thing. When I read the tweet, I interpreted it right with a higher step, like
keyword interpreted.
He's listing things that if you follow these things, right, and you actually follow them, you're probably not going to become a right. And to be a high value guy, I would say it's a combination of things. It's obviously having your money on point, having social proof and status, having respect from your peers, having a network of other high value men, right? Which I agree with Kevin Samuels on that.
This is the list again. Myron even just invoked Kevin Samuels. This is the answer that the Godfather, in my opinion, Kevin Samuels is the Godfather. But again, in this conversation, the Godfather of the Manosphere, not the red pill. This is what he all he needed to say. This is all he needed to say.
High value guy would say things, right? Interpret it right with a higher step. Like
So again, here we go. This is what the only thing he needed to say.
he's listing things that if you follow these things, right, and you actually follow them, you're probably not going to become a right. And to be a high value guy, I would say it's a combination of things. It's obviously having your money on point, having social proof and status, having respect from your peers, having a network of other high value men, right? Which I agree with Kevin Samuels on that. Being fit to a degree. If you have all these things in place, you'll be considered a high value man by most people in most societies, right? If you have these things in place. Now, with that said, to get there, right, you obviously have to focus and get your shit together and make sure that you focus on getting there. What he's saying is all these, the list of things that he mentioned.
All right, here's the cope. Here's the cope. Here's the cope.
If you follow,
because again, if you're not familiar with Fresh and Fit, when they were starting out, Rollo was a big supporter of them. He would come on the show, and this is when Rollo still had a lot of clout, or at least a lot more clout than them. So they feel what's the word I'm looking for? They feel a debt is owed to Rollo, and they feel that loyalty needs to be undying. But as I was saying before, because somebody else brought, I think it was Joe who brought up, them trying to be loyal. But at the same time, loyalty is not letting your boy look this stupid in front of 371,000 people just from Destiny's channel, not including the people who watched it on their channel. And it was twice as long as this. So there's twice as much. We just got the good stuff here. Let's see. We got some comments here. David Banner says, Kevin Samuels is the one and only Manosphere guy that I genuinely believed, or that I genuinely believed in what he was saying, not just trying to monetize their advice. And he wasn't shitting all over people. It was case by case breakdown of what is wrong with people and their situations. Completely agree. Completely agree. Well said, David. Miss Anthropic Ultra says, I'm a low-value serf, and I'm happy as hell. Hey, good for you. I also reject slave morality. Rather be a sage elder than a corrupt high-value coomer any day. Fair enough. I think I'm with you there. I'm with you there.
Focus on getting there. What he's saying is all these, the list of things that he mentioned, if you follow them, it's going to mitigate your risk of becoming a fuck up and not getting to that point as quickly as possible. And I think that's so important, is that this tweet kind of gets taken out of context. He's saying the quickest way to become a high value man, avoid and do these things because you're limiting distractions. And he's using Brendan Carter as an example where he's in a monogamous relationship with a girl. He outsourced a lot of his things. Why? So he's able to focus on making more money. He's getting rid of obstacles. And I think that tweet demonstrates that. Yes. You're getting rid of obstacles so you can become a high value man in the quickest possible way. Now, I know the most controversial.
The student becomes the master. Why couldn't you just say that, bro?
Controversial one is the vasectomy. Though there's other ways to get the same, I guess, effect from vasectomy. Let's say you use a condom. Let's say you pull out, whatever it may be. He's saying, okay, if you get the vasectomy, then we know for a fact you're not going to have children.
Yeah.
It's really no different than having a condom or pulling out or whatever it may be.
Excuse me, sir? Excuse me? Did you just say there is virtually no difference than putting something onto your body, than cutting your body and depriving it of its arguably sole purpose? Nah. Hey, we got Veronica in the building. Welcome to the party. Said, why does high value imply money? We have PDF files in at the highest levels. Well, that's not the only thing. There was a list there, and it certainly includes other things. So, people who are at the highest levels, those that you're talking about, would not be considered high value men. I mean, maybe they would, but that's why this whole thing is a charade. This whole thing is a facade. And I was dumb enough to lock onto it when I was, not as informed. But luckily, I kept my wits about me. I kept my skepticism and my critical thinking. And even though all of these guys have taught me a lot. But there's a limit. And I personally have reached it long before, but it's sad that there's so many people. Like Destiny cut out the part where they're the parts where they go to the super chats. But there's thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of weak loser men giving their money to this. It's not about helping men. It's about making money. David Banner says, all that is like, okay, Myron, but why couldn't old dudes say that? And I think MA's got a perfect answer. Yep. MJ says, so the idea is that no kids is important to be considered high valued. I think, but I don't know because he won't answer the question. So the idea is that if you want to be, quote, the high value man with the money, with the good job, with the reputation amongst other high value men, then having kids can be a hindrance to that. And so by that logic in their minds, you should snip your vast deference. I'm not riding for it. I'm just trying to explain it. Joe says money is an important part of high value, or you won't have the power to exercise freedom or take care of people you love, etc. Well said. Yeah, all of this is incohesive garbage. Without me, what would you? Well, would you even watch this? You wouldn't watch this shit. Like I said, it's all a masquerade. With high value man attack the people that question them off the rib. Nope. They would be strong and say, look, I understand that you don't realize, or I get that you don't understand what I'm saying. Let me explain it to you so that you can explain, or so that you can understand. No, I'm the godfather of the Manosphere, not the red pill. That's not a good way to do it. Ronix says, I would argue that a man as a virgin by choice, well in their 20s or older, makes them high value. Fair enough. According to the Godfather, it's up to interpretation. So whatever you say goes. MA said, you can have a Lambo and a harem of bimbos. I'll be chilling in an RV with or without my dope ass Rodka. Fair enough. Fair enough. Do you. Melody says, but what do you truly add with no children then in no improvement long term in your community? Nothing at all. You add I mean, realistically, what do you add? You add being a person who buys stuff and therefore adds to the tax revenue. That's it. There is nothing else. David Banner says, you got that right. I have never watched the Frauds in Florida video unless people I watch review them. Got you. I got y'all. And they said, Melted, none of those people care about the community but beyond being subsidized by them. Bars.
We know for a fact they're not going to have children.
Yeah.
It's really no different than having a condom or pulling out or whatever it may be. The point is to not get a girl pregnant. How you want to get there is up to you, whether it's through a vasectomy.
I'm amazed that Destiny hasn't spoke up and be like, what? That's not the same thing.
Using condoms, whatever. But he's making it retard proof. Hey, vasectomy. Because I know even if you are the dumbest guy ever, you can't fuck this up.
I don't think a retarded guy could be a high value guy.
No, when I say retarded, I mean as in stupid. But what I'm saying is that the point I'm trying to make.
What? If he's not smart, then he's not going to be able to navigate all of these things. Is it really not? Exactly.
Is this list is the foolproof way if everything is followed for you to get your status up as quickly as possible in your 20s.
That's not what the list is though. Because
it's not. Let's see. Before he goes in, MJ says, so do we think that each of them really believe what they're saying or just saying words to say words? I think Destiny and Sneako are being legit, and I think they believe what they're saying, but I believe the other three are just saying things to say things, or not just to say things, but saying things to get clicks, money, so on and so forth. Just said, did you watch the debate they had with all the girls? Nope. I unsubscribed from them a long time ago. Why? Was it good? I mean, I certainly could check it out. If you want to join our Discord server where the party never ends, you could drop the link and we can definitely check that out. But no, I have not seen that. MA said, actually, our targeted people are often happier than any of us. Yep. saying words to farm dollars from simpletons. Exactly. Melton My Meeting said, Destiny knows not to stop your enemy when they are making mistakes. Well said. Well said. Right there with you, bro. Right there. There you go. That's just
followed for you get your status up as quickly as possible in your 20s.
That's not what the list is though, because what you just said was advice, and he said it's clearly not advice. So you're interpreting it.
He said
way.
he's joking, and he's trying
he was
to
just
provoke
joking.
people.
Like half of it was just for jokes.
But I'm telling you, I started out telling you guys how I interpreted that.
Yeah,
Sure.
Right.
You're not wrong.
Right here.
You're not wrong.
So that people can interpret it how they want.
Exactly.
Create discussion. That's the point.
Ain't it funny?
That's what he's saying.
He asked a question earlier. So you
No, he didn't.
asked him a question. What is high value? You answered it. It's whatever you determine that to be.
No, that's bullshit. None of you guys believe that. If
do,
some guy
because-
comes on this
They don't believe that. They don't believe that. They specifically have all the things that he just listed. Myron just listed the things. If you don't meet those things, you are not a high value male according to them.
Joe, he weighs 350 pounds, and he says, I'm Diamond 1 in League of Legends. That's what I want to do with my life. Would you go, well, that's what you really want. You're high value. You wouldn't say that.
No, but once again,
Exactly. No, you wouldn't say that. So there is a thing that you believe makes a male high value or not high value. That's all they're asking about. That's all they're asking about. Yeah, and now this seems to be the way to go. Anything goes, and whatever you think, whatever you feel, you just live your truth. As long as you live your truth, you're high value in everybody's eyes. How is that any different than being like, oh, all girls could think of themselves as 10s? That's y'all's thing. And now here you are doing the exact same thing. So high value is the woke status quo? I sure hope not. Well, so number one thing people say when they make mistakes is it was for the memes. Yep. Cope. They said almost as if these are opinions and not facts. Feeling statements. Seems like you're right, sir.
and it starts in the mind. You're going to say, for example, oh, that's not true, which I agree it's not true. But ultimately, you as a man decide what's high value for you.
You don't.
Yes, you do.
Yo, Rollo and Destiny get a podcast together about how to push forward feminism or something. Oh my God.
Value is probably something that's determined by society. High value means that you have a worth to other people. You're just talking about being comfortable, having high self-esteem.
I agree, but the tweet...
You don't say you agree with me. I just said the total opposite thing you just said.
I agree on that point where, for example, people determine you as high value. However, the tweet saying high value could mean, in your sense, whatever that means to you. No.
This is exactly what happens, or what used to happen on Kevin Samuel's show. So he would say, he would ask about, like, how tall are you? What do you weigh? What do you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10? Can't you 7? Fresh face, no makeup, right out of the shower. Right. So that's where things would start, and then the conversation would go from there. And then, not always, but I'm saying there would be times where a woman would say something that doesn't really make sense, and then Kevin would correct her. And then she'd be like, yeah, okay. We're like, no, hold on. Not, yeah, okay. Jordan Peterson does this too. She's like, well, no, not okay. It's like, you're just placating. You're not actually engaging in the conversation. You're just, yeah. Here's what I'm saying. Yeah. Here's what I'm saying. Sure. That's not what a conversation is. Hey, we got Nick in the building. Welcome to the party. It says hello, everyone. Hope everyone is doing awesome today. Nick, we hope you are doing well as well. Welcome to the party. MJ says, so this entire podcast conversation is because of the tweet, which to me is a stupid topic. Yeah, because to Destiny and Sneako, it is a stupid topic to tell people to avoid families, to not get married. Again, we can, oh shoot, did I lose it? All of that stuff. Telling them to do that stuff is not what they agree with. So they are trying to show why this isn't why this is worth having the conversation. Again, the tweet being the quickest, that's what they're hanging up on, but the quickest path to what? So this is a path to do what? To become a high value man. So if you want to become a high value man, this is the quickest path to do that. Do these things. And we're specifically talking about these 3 things. That it is a very stupid thing to say. So yes, that is why we are focusing on how stupid all this really is. Let's get some more comments. MA says the high value thing eclipses the high value thing eclipses all the better ideas from the Manosphere. It's a pleasure to watch it burn. Agreed. Agreed.
High value. However, the tweet saying high value could mean in your sense whatever that means to you.
No, it doesn't.
What?
That's what he's saying.
No, he's not. He
He's
doesn't
not.
know
He won't even say it now.
because he doesn't have a good definition. Because he knows if he says anything, he's gonna get
You
pinned
sound
down
like
on
the
it.
girls who believe they're a 10 because they
Yeah.
describe themselves as a 10 in the mirror.
If you
Did I not say that before? Did I not say that before? That is exactly what they're doing. They are projecting and they are acting the same way. That's why they don't debate any people who are like into debate, who know anything. They bring in these thoughty girls who care about getting their Instagram numbers up, and then they puff their chest out because they can beat them in a debate. Like what? That's not impressive. I mean, apparently they get hundreds of thousands of dollars in super chats, so it's impressive to somebody, but certainly not to me.
If you brought
That's
in
the
some
same
You're
argument.
missing
loser
the point.
and he's like, I'm high value because I'm the manager at my McDonald's, you probably wouldn't agree that he's high value.
Is that when he says high value, you're going to determine that as a man. What does that mean for you? Success is a part.
That is the opposite, the complete opposite of everything they've ever said. That's the complete opposite. You're going to determine that as a man. What does that mean for you? That is not that does not align with anything they've ever said.
Part of it, yes, but their success could be owning a farm or having a business. It doesn't matter. He's saying to get to that point, you need focus. Ultimately, that's
What is that word? Viscous innards?
what he's saying. Just be focused.
That's not what he's saying, because that's what you're saying. That's what you're coping with to cover him. He's been sitting there for the last 7 minutes, not saying a goddamn word. And before that, it was worse.
So, I mean, look, we
Eliminate
make fun of the girls
distractions.
all the time for
Eliminate
saying that they're 10 out of 10s all the time because
Accurate.
they say it in their head, I believe I'm a 10 out of 10. No, that's ridiculous because society determines how attractive you are. Society determines how valuable you are. You can't apply that a lot. You can't make fun of the girl, the ugly fat whale who thinks she's a 10 girl boss queen, and then also say a high value man can believe it in his head.
Exactly. We'll go back over that. But MJ was like, okay, is it okay that I'm just laughing at the absurdity of this whole conversation and how they seem to be getting so worked up about it? It is perfectly okay. That is exactly what we are doing here. This is exactly what we're doing here. Laughing at how ridiculous this is and showing young men who maybe would be who this would find this appealing, that this is the reality. This is what it is. Yeah, if you get them in their lane, if you get a girl to say, oh, I'm a 10, yeah, oh, that's a clip right there. But having an actual real conversation about anything important that you actually think, they can't do that. Hey, we got Tom Brokaw in the building. Welcome. Big fan. Said, Rollo doesn't think Elon Musk is a high-value male. What? That tells you everything. It definitely does. Welcome to the party. That is crazy. I mean, by what metric could you say Elon Musk is not high value? He's smart. He's rich. He's decently well built. I mean, he's in his 50s or whatever. And he invents everything. The man is going to bring us to Mars. What even are we talking about? Welcome to the party, Tom Brokaw.
Fat whale who thinks she's a 10 girl boss queen, and then also say a high value man can believe it in his head.
Well, I gave you
No
guys a 10.
response. No response from Rollo.
You have a good definition. You talked about some shit being relatively fit, having a network of people that are very social.
absolutely.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Because
that's the
I do, because here's the thing. For me, I will define it because that will allow you guys to see where I'm coming from when I'm interpreting that.
Yeah, we know where you're coming from,
Yeah.
but we have the tweet out there. He doesn't know where he's
I guess,
coming from.
yeah,
He seems a
Rollo
little
and-
lost right
I
now,
mean,
so we're trying to figure out, what exactly he means. But
I think, again, the tweet, I think that's the important part of the tweet is that it allows people to interpret it how they want, and which is why we're talking about it right now. The tweet did what it was supposed to do.
No, we're talking about it right now because it was stupid advice. We're not talking about it because it's over interpretation. How did you interpret it? I interpreted this. No, we're talking about it because this is stupid advice. Let's talk about the stupid advice that the godfather of the Manosphere, not the red pill, the Manosphere, is giving to 20-year-olds to chop up their genitals. That is why we're having this conversation. MA says, young men have a lot more options than anyone would have them believe. You don't have to ask society, women, or red pill gurus permission for creating your life. Well said. I do think it is important to understand if you are, like I was, a very blue-pilled beta plugged into the matrix or whatever way you want to put it. I definitely needed to hear what these red pill guys had to say initially. But once the basic entry-level things are understood, there is zero value in the manosphere. There is zero value in the manosphere. In fact, let's clip that up. There is zero value in the manosphere. Somebody clip that up and make it a short.
Why would you? If I'm giving advice to people, I don't want them to interpret it how they want. Otherwise, what the fuck is the point of my message? If I'm telling you,
not giving advice.
Okay, then what are you giving? You still haven't answered that question.
To people. That's the whole point of this.
What's the whole point of this? That you're not giving advice when you tell people this is the way to do the thing that you want to do? You're not saying anything.
Do you want? It's
Okay,
like impossible.
Oh, now we're getting more projection.
It's impossible to put anything out there without people interpreting it as follow these steps. Here's your 12 rules for life, and you're going to live a happy fucking life.
Bring a high value man. That's literally what your tweet was. Do these things. High value. What is the wording of the tweet? Go back to the tweet itself. What is
the wording? So here's in that wording of the tweet. What's the last part of that? What's the last one? Resist easing up on your focus. Whatever's like. Do you want me to insert what you ought to be doing? You ought to be coding. Is that what I should say? You ought to be becoming a professional athlete. I don't know what your fucking strengths are.
You can simplify and say work hard.
Again, so here's the thing. If I say.
Again, another brilliant, just short thing. Like, well, you could just say work hard. Yeah, that works. Work hard at whatever it is that you feel will bring you a success and happiness. Sounds good to me.
Hey, here's the thing. If I say, you know what, you ought to be an NBA player, and it doesn't matter if that you're 5'9", fucking stay on your focus, and you're going to be the best NBA player you can possibly be.
No, that'd be terrible advice.
That would be absolutely terrible advice because this is
almost as bad as telling 20-year-olds to chop up their genitals.
Advice. That's why.
Yeah, I may say is make the manosphere great again, or just let it burn and let philosophy be open source AF. That is exactly the point. MA is on point. Moral philosophy covers all of this, and they attend on it heavily. Stoicism is a form of moral philosophy, but there's more. There's many more. And Stoicism is good. Stoicism is great. It doesn't work for everybody. Religion can be great for people, but religion certainly doesn't work for everybody. Philosophy is the key. Now, there's a huge overlap with the philosophical values that I think we would all agree that we want to play out in society, and the values that are listed in the Bible, in the Torah and the Quran, all of these things. But it's the values, not the truth claims, not the belief in a person or a messiah or this. It's the values. You should do this. You should treat people with respect. You should have gratitude for the things that you have. You should build a community. You should have rituals that bring people together. You should, all of these things. You don't need religion. You don't need the red pill. All you need is philosophy. Great point, MA.
Possibly.
No, that'd be terrible advice.
That would be absolutely terrible advice because this is advice. That's why. Okay. This is
okay. So it's perfectly fine to say stupid stuff because you say it's not advice.
What? List that is meant to get so you get an idea of what the fuck it is that you're going to do so that you can become that high value man. Protect yourself. Don't get married. Avoid family creation. Vasectomy. Again, this is over the top shit. Anybody who knows anything about my material, when I throw this out there, they know this is over the top shit.
What else on that
feeds the fucking fire for douche nozzles? Like
he said it again. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is a real ass grown man who said douche nozzle unironically twice. Bro, you already used that one. It was cringy as fuck the first time. And then you said it again. I'm just saying, for some reason, did I read that? Oh yeah. Yeah, David said, I don't like Destiny, but I appreciate how he doesn't put up with people's BS. He's wrong sometimes, but he won't suffer the fool. That is exactly why I like him. MJ's saying, for some reason, while I'm laughing at the absurdity, I'm feeling embarrassment. But I'm having a hard time figuring out who I feel the most embarrassed for out of the group. Interesting. So why would you have embarrassment for anybody other than Rollo in this conversation? Unless it's the fact that Destiny has blue hair or his wife gets dick down. If that's what you're laughing at, then like, okay, fair enough. But I'm curious why it's not secondhand embarrassment for, or why there would be secondhand embarrassment for Sneako, Destiny. Yeah, very curious. And that's a legit question. That's not like, well, how dare you not be on my side? Nick says, wouldn't it be great if people stopped talking about how the world should be and started doing our individual jobs to making the future better? Absolutely, sir, it would. But we know that people aren't willing to do that. So unfortunately, we have to find a way to do things like this, bring people like us together, focus on what are the issues that we need to focus on, and then bring that to other people. Hey, we got Tom Brokaw in the Discord. Welcome to the after party. You will not regret it. Mountain My Media says, we put this on 3x speed, it would get nowhere fast. I wish I could have. MA said, it's over the top ish. It's theatrical. It's full of ish. This is appropriate for young and disenfranchised men. Nope. So MJ was saying secondhand embarrassment for everybody. Well, the other group brought Rollo into the conversation. Yeah, but I mean, they're not. I don't know when I would use that, because we have the stupid, but that's more of a meme than anything else. But they brought Rollo into the conversation because they were talking about Rollo. So it makes sense. Like if I can get Rollo on right now, you as sure as shit would try to have this conversation with him. But I just don't have that pull. And I mean that's just common decency if you're going to be talking about someone and they are watching, specifically if they're watching, to let them say their piece. David said, I don't feel embarrassment for any of these guys. It's more trepidation, because a lot of fools will take FNF or Rollo's word as gospel and be like, Destiny is blue-haired, so he's stupid. Facts. Douche canoe is a way cooler term. I agree. The conversation is so ridiculous in the grand scheme of things. It definitely is. I'm embarrassed that the conversation seems so meaningless to you. Well, again, this is the Manosphere, so it's not really aimed at women. So it makes sense. But like, women having a conversation about women's issues may not resonate with me, but if I were to judge it on the merits of what people are saying, even if I didn't care about the context, I wouldn't, spread that evenly. I would, who's doing well, who's not doing well. I don't care about what they're talking about, but there's debate tactics and there's conversational tactics, and some people are doing better than others. Just like here, Destiny and Sneako are doing fine. Myron's doing better than Rollo, but he's still just repeating BS, and Rollo is just going down in flames. Oh my god, I can't believe he said douche nozzle.
Shit.
What else on that
feeds
list?
Fucking fire for douche nozzles? Like
what else besides the
Ben Shapiro?
I don't want to be a douche nozzle, but what else?
Yeah, besides number 3, what else here is over the top?
Besides vasectomy.
Well, live consistently, okay? Well, what if some people will say, well, that's vanity, right?
There's no way you agree with that. Saying
Well,
live
actually,
consistently.
hold on. For Rollo, it might be. Okay, to be fair.
Guys, see, here's the thing.
But you're missing, are you not hearing anything he's saying?
This is what I'm talking about. Do you think Sneako doesn't have loyalty to Fresh and Fit? But they are streaming this live on the internet. And Sneako is essentially saying, guys, we are friends. And you are looking stupid right now. And your mentor is looking even worse. I am letting you know because I care about you. This is how men can express that to each other. We need a douche nozzle counter.
To be fair,
guys, see, here's the thing.
But you're missing, are you not hearing anything he's saying? Do you need to
Oh, they're hearing it. They're just trying to cope as hard as they can.
blindly agree with him? Because
No.
nothing he's saying is making any sense.
Bro,
It's not making any sense to you because you don't understand the concept of the tweet. That's why.
Correct. Nobody It doesn't make sense to any of us because we don't understand the concepts of the tweet. That's why we're asking you to explain it. But you don't seem to be able to understand it either. That's the issue.
You can't even
Did you understand what I? Okay, let me hold stop here. Did you understand what I was saying about Brandon Carter?
Yeah, he doesn't do his laundry.
No, but he's taken everything to this extreme level. It's like to a lot of guys, Brandon Carter's not a high. Okay, would you agree with me that Brandon Carter is a high value guy?
Hey, we got Tom Brokaw with the $5 super chat. And of course, every single super chat comes, I'm going to pull this down, with a treat for, Morty. Say thank you to Tom Brokaw. Eat it. Thank you, Tom Brokaw. What does Tom Brokaw say? Rollo has too much ego and feels he owns the red pill to back off a poorly communicated point. Also, douche nozzle is a term mainly used by SJWs. Really? I didn't know that. That's hilarious. That is hilarious that you'll hear that over in like Destiny circles, and now we're hearing it here as somebody who could not be more diametrically opposed to Destiny. That is hilarious. Oh my goodness. I'm just okay. I'm not feeling embarrassed for Rollo. He just annoyed me instead. Okay, fair enough. Hey, we got soft gnomes in the building. Says stay grounded and keep using that critical thinking. I promise I will do. The goodest puppers. He is. Welcome to the party, brother. Glad to see you. Dave Banner said douche nozzle is a boomer term, in my opinion. I don't know I don't know about SJW stuff. I mean, I'm gonna trust Tom Brokaw there. If I mean that makes sense, because that seems like some loser shit that you would say. That's like, well, I don't want to offend anybody, but I want to hurt your feelings, so I'm gonna express my disdain for your points. But we can't be racist or this or that or that or that or everything is a microaggression. So, douche nozzle. What? That's how I see it going down. Douche canoe is based. Burst. Y'all talking to each other. Cool. All right. So they all agree that Brandon Carter, I don't know who that is, but a guy with kids, is a high value male.
Sure.
Okay. You know who wouldn't? Ben Shapiro. You know who wouldn't? A lot of other people, because they think that they're living out their own high value ideal.
Correct. But you would disagree with that. Wouldn't you? You would disagree with that because they're not, getting mad cars and whatever. They're not red pillars. They're, trad-cons. These are people who do want families. These are people who do care about moving society forward. These are people who care about people other than themselves. I don't understand what the point there is. Tom Brokaw says, here's the entry on Geek Feminism talking about douche nozzle. I don't know if I'm ready for that. I'll see if when you're.
Who wouldn't? A lot of other people, because they think that they're living out their own high value ideal. Do you understand that?
Context.
Like the 350-pound esports player is living out his ideal of a high value man.
Yeah, whether or not that's working for him is irrelevant to the tweet. When I say, okay.
So according to Rollo Tomassi, if you are 350 pounds and you're an esports professional, if you decide that that's a high value male, then you're a high value male. What? It says, did you see Ben Shapiro's video on how he faced anti-Semitism in Israel? It was so stupid and not real. It's crazy. I did not see that. No. Okay.
When I'm talking about Brandon Carter, you say you understand that he's taking it to like this extreme level.
How was Ben Shapiro not a high value guy?
Like stay on top of like his for Brandon. What do you think Brandon Carter's definition of a high value man is?
So Melty says Brandon Carter is a certified personal trainer, fitness model, nutritionist, and best-selling author. Social media celebrity and CEO hailing from Chicago, USA. Became a big name in the fitness industry. Thank you, Melty. Yeah, Southerners, this is exactly what we were saying before. I said it before, and then after I said it, Sneako said it. It's the exact same thing. It could be whatever you feel like. It's just you got to follow your truth, and your truth is real because it's so important. And blah 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 blah. Like, This is what Rollo, the godfather of the manosphere, not the red pill, the godfather of the manosphere, that's what he's telling you.
Probably the same as mine.
Which is,
Yeah, I missed the question.
what do you think Brandon Carter's definition of a high value man is?
Probably the same as mine.
Which is
Determined by society. If you have respect from your community, then you are a high value person. If people respect you.
so being pro-social and having people like you and depending on the,
I know you don't agree with him because he's Daily Wire. Ben Shapiro is definitely a high value man.
okay, but okay.
You can just laugh at that. In what way is Ben Shapiro not a high value man?
So okay, so let's just say for sake, let's say
Agree with it?
He does. He said so.
You don't think Ben Shapiro's a high value man?
let's take for do I think he is? I don't think he's a high value man.
Why? So this is a point where we can focus in on the definition that Rollo has in his mind of a high value man, because Ben Shapiro has a lot of money. Ben Shapiro is regarded as someone of status in the by other people of status. He's had money for a long time, maybe because he doesn't work out, but I mean, he's successful, and I'm feeling like Destiny right now. Like, this is like, what? So let's see the explanation of why he's a high value.
Shapiro's a high value man?
Let's take for do I think he is? I don't think he's a high value man.
But-
Wait,
so
what,
now
what
it
is
doesn't
his
make any sense.
definition? He owns his own business. Is like one of the most successful alt media platforms in the world. He's married
Right.
to fucking
He doesn't own the Daily Wire, but whatever.
young sweetheart.
Right. You know who else is not a high value guy? Elon Musk. Let's see. Who else? Jeff Bezos. All you got to do is just go. All you have to do is look at the decisions they've made in their personal lives. Okay. How are we going to define that? If I'm going to define that by
That's what we're trying to figure out, bro. How are we going to define that? How are you going to define that? That's been the question the entire time. That's been the question the entire time. How are you defining what a high value man is? So nope, but you can drop links in the Discord. Soft Num Num says, well, we can, but it's easy to use something like that as an example. I don't really know what we're talking about. Oh yeah. Tom Brokaw says Rollo is deeply insecure. That's why he hates guys like Jordan Peterson or Pearl or anyone he thinks is taking the attention he deserves. Does he though? Of course not. Of course not. Yeah, no, you can't post links, but you can the mods can post links. So if you post it in Discord, the mods can get it to me. Plus I will be able to see it myself. Soft Num Num. Okay, so I'm gonna do it this way because somebody will clip this in 10 years when I say something that they don't like. Hitler was, Soft Num Num says, high value. Not good, but has value. Don't mistake the word value with good. Well said. Well said.
You haven't. You're the only
We
one
have
here
no
who hasn't
idea.
defined it.
Yeah.
because I'm not the one defining it for fucking Jeff Bezos. I'm not the one defining it for fucking what's his face.
Then stop using the term. If you can't define a term, then don't use it. You can't say trans women are women unless you are able to define what those words mean.
Ben Shapiro.
Whale can think she's a 10 as long as that's how she defines beauty to herself.
Well, you guys just defined. Well, hold on, wait, Sneako. You just defined Brandon Carter as a high value guy, right?
According to the list that we've all agreed on, besides Rollo, yes. So now that you're saying Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and Ben Shapiro are not in that category, what makes them not in that category? This isn't complicated, bro. Just I mean, maybe confusing good for value, maybe. But we don't know because Rollo refuses to just say the things that are in his head. He's afraid. He's afraid. Not afraid enough to realize that it's going down in flames anyway. But he's afraid to take an actual stance, which is so masculine, right? Melton My Media says, what I don't understand about these alpha types is trying to help men to the top alpha is being the top. Rollo is trying to trick these what? Commas, guys. Commas. Come on. What I don't understand about these alpha types is trying to help men to the top alpha, helping men to the top. Alpha is being the top. Rollo is trying to trick these people into staying below him. There we go. I got it. I'm learning to read y'all this dumbass shit with no fucking bullshit. It's all good. Just help me out. Tom Brokaw says, if you are blue-pilled with women, Rollo doesn't think you are a high-value male. That explains Shapiro, Musk, and Bezos. So he's saying because he married them and I guess doesn't like, I gotta maintain frame and da. I guess that's what we're talking about. That okay? Thank you, Tom. Makes sense. MJ says so. Rollo won't answer because he realized he said something stupid on the tweet. Yup. He thinks he has a point on. Well, it's up to interpretation, but like the words that you use are not up to interpretation for you. When like I can, if I say, what I'm drinking is very tasty. You can interpret that. You can interpret tasty to mean whatever you mean, whatever you want. But when I say what I'm drinking is tasty, there's a thing that I mean when I say the word tasty. Just like in the tweet, there is a thing that Rollo meant when he said high value man. And he's just not saying what that is. Hey, we got Goblin Sausage in the building. Love that name. Welcome to the party. Said most debates like this are just absolute semantic train wrecks. Define your dang terms before anything else. That is exactly right. And welcome to the channel. One of the hugest things I talk about all the time is semantic obfuscation, using words in a way that either they're not meant to be used or that are very fuzzy so that you can win an argument without actually having to take a position. Welcome, Goblin Sausage. I bet you do. David said, hasn't this guy been high value, quote unquote, for 10 plus years? He couldn't have developed skills to even respond to Destiny intelligently and calmly without name calling? Nope. Brown says, I don't disagree with him completely, but I think the confusion is a high value human isn't the same thing as what they're saying a high value man. Correct. But I don't think they're confused about that because they're not talking about like the value of human life. They're talking about in the context of dating. What is a male that has value in the dating market? So I don't know, but it's hard to tell because he won't actually say it. Ron goes on to say, because the Daily Wire rejected to cover a huge PDF hack case. Do I find that valueless? 100%. Fair enough. Douche and its variants, douchebag, douche nationals, etc. are terms of disappropriation often used by feminists. Hey, if the shoe fits, Rollo, I guess you're a feminist now.
Yeah.
Okay, so that
I forgot the question. What was the question?
Nico, you just defined Brandon Carter as a high value guy, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay, so that fits your definition of a high value guy, but I will tell you right now that that would not fit the same definition that, say, Ben Shapiro would have for a high value guy.
We're not asking about Sneako's definition. We're not asking about Ben Shapiro's definition. We are asking about Rollo's definition. What is Rollo's definition of a high value man? It's been 32 minutes of content, but it was longer than that on the actual podcast, and we have yet to get an actual meaning for high value man. And remember, the tweet specifically says this is the quickest path to becoming this. What is this? What is meant by this by the person who wrote it? The world may never know. Melty says, do we all know what a douche is used for here? Just wondering. I do. Let's make that a poll. Why not? Do you know what a douche is used for? Just, it's a good question, you know? David says, also funny how these guys are anti-body body mutilation transitioning exactly when they capitulate so easily to getting a vasectomy. Yeah, exactly. I made the same point before. There's 3 different groups that will accept genital mutilation, specifically in children and, let's say, young people, because 20 is barely not a child. So you have the trans people who think it's okay to transition. You have African Muslims who think it's okay to use an actual rock to bash a young girl's clitoris so that she has no sexual feeling when she has sex. And then you have Rollo Tomassi, who thinks it's okay to have a vasectomy. And none of the three groups would think that any of the other two groups' mutilation of genitals would be okay. Only their version of genital mutilation is okay.
What?
This is the world we're living in. Because just imagine if our government was able to interact and work with each other as well as everyone in this live chat does. We'd be doing great. A little respect goes a long way. Well said, brother. Well said.
I will tell you right now that that would not fit the same definition that, say, Ben Shapiro would have for a high value guy, because he doesn't have his babies on point. He doesn't have this on point. He's not going to church or synagogue every day, right? So to him, he's not necessarily a high value guy.
I don't think synagogue has to do with high value. That's like,
because that's the way that other people would define it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
Okay, so how would you define it? That's been the entire crux of the conversation. How do you define high value man? Let's see. We only have 4 votes. 4 votes on the poll here. Come on, give me some more votes.
Oh,
Is that true?
It's not, value is not subjective. When we talk about value,
It's
we're
the
usually
market.
talking about some sort of exchange in a market.
No.
Okay, so we got Geek Feminism Wiki. Douche and its variants, including douche nominal, are terms of disapprobation. Oh, I thought that was somebody misspelling misappropriation. What the hell is disapprobation? Often used by feminists, which clearly Rollo is. In literal terms, douche or douching refers to cleaning a woman's genital area by flushing it with liquid. Apparently, 7 of you knew what that was out of 17 people here. I'm just going to assume that you didn't answer because you were embarrassed, but that's okay. That's okay. We're learning here. Commercial douche products are sold to women who claims they make their genitals fresh and clean. Some people assume that the term douche is rude or offensive because it's association with female genitals. You mean like a I don't want to say that. Deuces are unnecessary. Women's genitals generally self-cleaning. Interesting. Good to know. Good to know.
Value is usually what are people willing to do or give for a certain thing. It's not defined by this. If one man is on an island with no other people, there is no value.
No, this one over your head. It's the idea of being high value.
No, there is no idea of being high value. And if it was anybody else on the show, you guys would be roasting the fuck out of them for saying that's your idea of being high value. You would be
It's whatever you think it is.
roasted. If any of the girls come here, because you do this to girls all the time, so it goes right. They're like, I think I'm a 10. It's like, why? Because I'm so special and blah, blah, blah.
Yep. Smelted Mind said, I think Ben would see high value man as functioning member of society with kids. Exactly. But according to him, he is that guy. But according to Rollo, he's not high value because reasons. Let me just say, in the realm of dating, it is one thing to ask a man what his definition of a high value man is. And then there is what a woman defines as a high value male. Which definition is more important? Well, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. So apparently, to all of them, we're finding out that the definition, according to men, is a lot more important. A lot more important to them. There was another, the last time Sneako was on Fresh and Fit, I don't care enough to find it, but he went around and asked all the women what they want in a, like, what would they consider as a high value man? And they all said things like, being protective, being confident, and it said nothing about money, said nothing about, being recognized by their peers and anything like that. So you hit the nail on the head, MJ. The whole reason this conversation is happening is like, hold on. Are you trying to be high value for other dudes? Because it sounds like trying to be high value for other dudes. I'm out here trying to get women. And hey, if you like smoking pipe, that is totally fine. We're accepting of that. But I'm not trying to listen to you if your goal is dick and my goal is marriage. You should someone pull in. Oh my goodness.
Say you're not special.
I just gave you Brandon Carter as an example. I just gave you Brandon Carter. We can use any single example you want. You could be the 500-pound guy who just does esports, or it can be like Brandon Carter or the top G. Yep. Any one of them.
That's Cope. There's no other context where he would say that a 350-pound esports player could be high value. No other context. He's just coping.
Those guys. The thing still applies.
All right, look.
Are you better off? Are you better off without the obstructions? Are you better off without the bag?
Everyone here has kind of a different thing. Like me, I've defined it. This is what I think makes you high value. You might have a different take on it. You might have a different take on it. Mm-hmm. I've defined it, and then I took my interpretation off what you said. If you want to get these things, and it makes sense to me, those things that you listed. But I'm seeing here that everyone here kind of has a different interpretation.
Wait, that's not true. All four of us probably roughly agree on what makes you high value.
No, we don't.
Yes, they do. We all, I think he's going to go into it, but yes, they all do agree. Hygiene is the patriarchy. Apparently, shaving is the patriarchy, so I guess washing is as well. David goes on to say, high value people will talk over each other all the time, right?
The three of us probably
Ben Shapiro said, you said you have high value. I don't think
having like some amount of like physical fitness. Exactly. We all agree that that's decently valuable, correct?
Yeah. Look, they're going through. So Nick definitely agreed. But yeah, so now they're all going to go. They're all going to go through. What do they agree that this is what constitute a high value male in the fresh and fit room? So we'll see who's the odd man out.
We don't high value.
No, we don't.
The three.
And Fresh just said, no, we don't. No, we don't. We don't have the same definition. Okay, let's test that.
Of us probably
Ben Shapiro said, you said you have high value. I don't think
having like some amount of like physical fitness. We all agree that that's decently valuable, correct?
On some level, yeah.
Okay, having some amount of like social status. So you've got the attention of a lot of people and you're influential. We all agree on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Having some amount of financial success, right? You have freedom to take care of your family, retire if you want to, even at an early age. We all agree with that, right?
Okay. And
having some level of success with your family and friends, right? We all roughly agree on that, right?
Okay.
If you have those four things in check, you're probably a high value man.
No, it's more than that. See, here's what he's saying. I can add more to it because for me, in my head, what high value is way more than that. To you,
okay. So then, what do you need to add to that? Because you just said all those things do make you or are included on the list. What else is on the list that he missed? And does Rollo agree with that?
That might be important, but to me, it's not. That's not everything.
What's a key component missing from what I said?
Is a high value guy the guy that marries somebody from a foreign country and brings her over here so she can get citizenship?
Cope.
Because
so those of you don't know, Destiny's wife is Swedish, I think, and they met while he was over there and they got married. So apparently the only reason to marry a girl who I just thought of. Listen to this again. And then if anybody knows where I'm going with this and puts this in the comments, I'm looking at you, Trad Guy Travels, if you're still here. If anybody knows where I'm going with this and the level of hypocrisy of this comment, unless Rollo has already spoken out against this, I want you to take a think, and see if you can catch what I'm talking about.
The guy that
important, but to me, it's not. That's not everything.
What's a key component missing from what I said?
Is a high value guy the guy that marries somebody from a foreign country and brings her over here so she can get citizenship?
Sounds a little bit. David got it. Wait for it to show up. Come on. How is that not exactly what the passport bros do? How is that not exactly what passport bros do? But it's okay when they do it. So unless Rollo has specifically come out and spoken out against passport bros, then I guess he's being consistent. But it seems like the kind of guy who'd be like, yeah, Western women are rah, 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 so you should definitely go and da rah, rah, rah. Oh, Zippy's back. Welcome.
Because that's your family dynamic. My family dynamic is different than that. Does that make me high value or low value?
Exactly.
No, it's the way that you talk that makes you low value. Yep. Oh, so are you asking about what are the passport bros? So the passport bros, if you're not familiar, are people who believe that women in the West are too far gone, and so because of that and the fact that your money can go a lot further, then oh, gotcha. Then you can go to other countries like the Philippines or South America or wherever, where women are going to be more traditional and they're going to care more about your $30,000 a year because you can buy them a lot more than it can in America. That's what the passport bros are. Yep, he's just taking a pot shot because he has nothing else. Yeah, that's basically it.
Family dynamic. My family dynamic is different than that. Does that make me high value or low value?
Exactly. It's going to depend on the person.
If I'm in a heterosexual marriage for 27 years and not in a polycule or some shit, like it's like some people will say you're high value because you do that. People will say, Rollo, you can't be red pill because you're married. Or you can't be married because you're red pill. Okay. And suddenly I'm blue pill because I am actually in a relationship where it's like close on her end, close on her end, and close on my end. But
loser.
But if I go and I talk to the top G or I talk to somebody who's like in an open relationship.
Did he really just refer to Andrew Tate as the top G unironically? What a loser. Like, bro, it's so, this is so lame. This is so lame.
Is that guy high value because of that? This is not a judgment call. I'm just saying that the definition is going to be different. Even if you have all those things, even each one of those things that you just mentioned is still, it's still subject to the context. I agree with what you said, Destiny. What I'm saying is that from within each one of those attributes, people are going to have something wildly different. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to use that for blog fodder and topics to go and do quick hit videos on because they just want click through rate for something like that.
What would we say about women? If we say what is a high value woman?
Ooh, coming from a different angle. All right.
You tell me, man. It's like again, this is the definition,
bro. This is like your wheelhouse. This is your chance to steamroll.
Exactly. This is a perfect choice of words. This is your chance to steamroll the blue-haired feminist because you know this so well. And you are floundering pathetically. It's, I mean, my mind is blown that I once looked up to this guy. I read this book, and it was very valuable to my life. That's what they say. Never meet your heroes. Welcome back. And David said it's subject to context. These MFers will never use that when they itch all over those they consider below them. What a joke. Multimind Media says, I would love to find a girl here, but if a cute Filipino girl showed up, I would not question it. Just make sure it's not a lady boy. I've never been to the Philippines, but I heard them lady boys are getting pretty good.
I don't think you understand why wheelhouse is.
No, me neither. I don't understand what your wheelhouse is because I thought it was this, but clearly not.
Honestly, I don't think you do.
Red pill shit. Isn't that what you do?
Your
so you
name is the rational male.
Yeah, a high value woman is.
I don't talk about high value women, dude. In fact, if anything, I say there's no such thing as a quality woman because it's an ideal that guys have in their head.
Oh, there's no such thing as a quality woman. So that's why you don't care about playing to women. That's why your entire existence is getting other guys to look to think that you're cool. That's the entire. Okay, now I get it. You don't like women. You're just. That's sad. That's sad. That's sad because feminists will throw around misogyny, but you're like an actual misogynist. Like, okay, all right. Oh, that's Ty. Okay, fair enough. But I mean, still got. So if it's not the lady boy, just make sure she's clean. I don't know. Let's hear what he had to say about women.
In fact, if anything, I say there's no such thing as a quality woman because it's an ideal that guys have in their heads.
Oops. I wonder if anyone's gonna bring that up. Flip the coin, and he said there's no such thing. Yep. Tom Brokaw says Rollo still adds value when he convinces men to stop being blue-pilled simps. That's true, but you can't go too deep beyond that because then he falls apart. And that's my point, Tom Brokaw. You're spot on. And it's not just Rollo. Even the guys who are better at this, even the guys who do have better lives, even the guys who live out these ideals, there's still just not that much there. And it's actually because of exactly what Rollo is talking about that everybody's life is so different. But the problem with him saying it is that he's railed against that idea for his entire career. His entire platform is built on these are the things that you need to accomplish, otherwise women won't look your way. Now, when he's being pressed on what are those things, he's like, whatever you feel like.
There's no such thing as a quality woman.
No such thing as a quality woman because guys have this. The quality woman is an ideal, but we could talk about that when I
look at that. What's the word I'm looking for? Just the condescension. The condescension on both of their faces.
Because guys have this. The quality woman is an ideal, but we could talk about that when I get there.
When I get there, because I'm the godfather of the rep. I mean the manosphere. What is going on? Hey, I love women who bake, so send me some.
The thing is like when you're building a relationship or when you have this idea in your head, you want to know why guys get into so much fucking trouble in their marriages?
Listening to you?
It's because of that ideal. Because they
get into so much trouble because they like women. Stupid. Who likes women?
Every guy who ever got married thought that she was the best fucking thing in the world. Otherwise, he wouldn't have got married to her. And then until he gets across the divorce table from her, now she's a fucking evil monster.
That's whenever you genuinely don't think that there's quality women in the world?
I don't think.
This was, I think, 2 days ago. So this was from, so this is from yesterday. So the podcast was 2 days ago. Sneako, Dave Banner says, seems likable in this context. You guys get it. That's what I'm saying. We're looking at a potential. I'm not putting my money on it, but a potential redemption arc for Sneako. It's almost as if nuance is real, and that not everything is as concrete as they pretend it to be. No, it couldn't be. We have to just be balls to the wall and everything. We don't have nuance. Nuance is for smart people.
I think that there are women who have different attributes than others that match very well with guys. Sure, there are good clicks, of course. But the thing is like the idea of the quality woman is an ideal that guys have that gets them into a lot of trouble. That's why they're in love with the ideal, not the actual person. That's why
high value men, but there aren't high value women.
I was saying that I said there aren't high value men and there aren't high value women. Okay, it just depends on who we're talking about.
I don't know what the hell he's talking about, bro.
I don't even know what the fuck we're talking about.
I get what he's saying, but
I feel like I need to do mushrooms before I come on the show. That's what it feels like. The kind of conversation we're having right now.
No. You know what it is, Destiny? Is you don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
I think he does know what he's talking about. I know what he's talking about. Myron knows what he's talking about. Sneako knows what he's talking about. It seems like you, Rollo, don't know what he's talking about. And equally, we don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Melody says the Sneako redemption grift can't wait for his blue hair. I don't think he's going to go that far. But, I mean, he's always been a reasonable dude. And I think he was young. He got caught up with the Andrew Tates and all that. And then, I mean, he's not even 25, I think, right? So, I mean, maybe. Can you imagine? If like Destiny and Sneako become one and the same? Like, come on, that would be insane.
On any of this, and I'm surprised because you write about this all the time. You wrote a whole book about it. People they really respect it, and I have no idea.
You guys might be confused because I'm the one that says there's no such thing as a high value woman. A woman that's high.
But he just said that. Who confused about what? Rollo just said there's no such thing. So whether or not, Myron, you do or do not say that, he just said it. It seems like you guys are the ones who are confused.
A woman gets her value directly from a man that she gets in a relationship with, because all women have value, but not all men have value.
All women don't have the same value.
Well,
don't even think about it. That's not true. If I give you a woman with 100 bodies and a woman with 0 bodies, if I give you one that's 500 pounds, if I give you one with 5 kids,
here's my thing. Okay, here's my thing, because I've said this before.
I know men must become and women are. I know you're about to do this speech. But I'm just saying there are some women that are better.
He already knows. Because all it is talking points. It's platitudes. It's basic stuff that is important to know. But once you know it, it's just like you know it. It's like, okay, this is a perfect example. If you have no idea how to use this, then you might be like, where's the button? But then I tell you, oh, you just pull. Oh, okay. Guess what? I don't need you anymore when it comes to navigating how to use this. It's the same thing with women. No, you're not using women the same way I mean, maybe you are, but I'm not. And it's that simple. Once I'm like, oh, okay. I thought you were looking. I thought there was a button that you had to press. No, there's no button. You just do this. Oh, okay. Now I understand. End of lesson. End of story. Ronnie says, why does he keeps saying that they don't do their laundry? He keeps repeating, OMG, sometimes people don't have enough money to do the laundry, but what's his point? No, so they brought up some other dude, a fitness guy, who they were saying, do we all agree that he's a high value man? And I think one of the things is that he has like I don't know if it's a housekeeper or whatever, but he pays somebody to do his laundry. So that's what they're talking about. MJ said, so is this this is like Rollo is looking at the east side of the mountain and only sees trees, and Destiny is looking at the same mountain but from the west, and it only has rocks, and both are arguing about the attributes of the mountain, and both are saying the other one is wrong. And it's irritating that they refuse to realize that there's more than one side of the mountain, and that they could be different. Again, I mean, I don't necessarily disagree that they're both arguing about different attributes, but if we're to use your example, then Rollo is saying there are no rocks on this mountain. There are no rocks on this mountain. And Destiny's saying like, well, I mean, there might be trees, but I definitely see rocks here. I was like, no, there's no rocks. Like, okay, well, what do you define as a rock? I don't know, whatever you want. That's this conversation. So, like, Destiny and Sneako are just not wrong about the mountain having rocks. Rollo is the one saying that they are wrong. And so, if Rollo is to say there is no rock, well, that's where you can say legitimately he is wrong. It's see where you're coming from, MJ. But Destiny is doing all Destiny is doing right now is calling these fools on their BS. Yep. Anime, I don't care about anime.
Better than others.
I wasn't going to say that. Of course, of course. But all women have value to some level, but not all men have value because men have to build their shit up. So what I'm saying is that a high value woman
that's not even true.
A high value woman gets her value from being with a high value man.
I don't even think that's true. All men have value to some extent.
The metric of success for a female is being able to get the best man that they can get.
And men can build and do things. In places like China, where you're limited to the amount of children, what do? They opt for boys. Because they could go out and work and fucking get jobs and shit and do things around the fucking house or whatever, right?
Yeah, the fucking 1980s. The one child policy hasn't been around since the mid 90s, dude.
Sure, but when it was grossly favoring the birth of boys because you could do more with boys than you could with women. Just the idea that like
that was the perception until now they're facing the consequences of that.
True. Well, so is
okay. And what is your point? You're just saying things. Oh, they did that before. They did that in the 90s. They haven't done that since the 90s. I'm pretty sure he didn't say they were doing it right now. He's saying that China, with that policy, put a higher focus on boys. That's all he said. Now Rollo's just looking to be like a modern woman, according to them, and just poke at anything. Shame, insult, guilt, and the need to be right. Ooh, he said trigger words. Oh no!
It's Japan. That's a super homogenous.
That's
blah,
one
blah, blah,
situation. Like, okay, you're using China, but let's be honest here. Why does it say women and children off the boat first, not men?
What? I'm pretty sure they don't say that in China. That's an American thing. And there might be some level of that, but certainly if they're literally killing infant females, pretty sure they don't care like that.
Women have always had it's a chivalry thing, but why is that? Because if you have 100 women and one guy, you can still continue society. But if you have 100 men and one woman, we're fucked.
Women are the vulnerable sex and men are the disposable sex. That's why
women have value inherently. So what I'm saying is this: since every woman has value, for a woman to be high value, she's got to be able to lock down a high value guy. There's a reason why women take a man's last name and not the other way around. Women, when they meet each other and hug, the first thing they ask typically is, oh, do you have a man? Do you have a relationship? Tell me about your kids, etc. When two men meet, what do? Shake hands. What do you do for a living? Men are judged on creating value. Women are judged on creating children, typically. Now, are there some women out there that chase success and making money, whatever? Sure. But that is not the main goal of a female. The main goal of a female from a biological sense is to procreate. For a woman to procreate, she's got to be with a man. Typically, they want the best guy. For a man to procreate, he's got to create excess resources to be able to attract that woman. So what we bring to the table is different. And what I would argue,
I don't disagree with any of that, but
yeah.
Exactly. Nobody disagrees with any of that. That's just the level 1 entry level shit that you say every single night. Every single night. No, you don't need a button. You just pull on it. Every single night.
there are high value women, and there probably are high value men.
I think a woman's only high value if she could lock down a high value guy. That's my take.
Okay, well at least
That's sexist, bro. I'm sorry, but that just is misogynistic. Like, it just is. I mean,
you have a definition for it, at least.
That's my definition on it. Which, again, I see all of us here at the table have different opinions, which is great. But that's my take on it. Like, with a high value man, a high value woman.
No. I mean, what you want me to say is a woman who has a low body count, who is, a girl from the Amish Dutch country in Pennsylvania, who's never, known another man, doesn't have any social media. I mean, there's a lot of ways we can go with this, but again,
but you won't engage realistically. So if that's the avenue you want to go, then go that way. But you're playing defense. Stop trying to win an argument and just have the conversation. If your ideas are really that good, then you don't need to play these games. Just have the conversation and you will come out on top. And these people know this. There's a reason they're acting like children, because they know they're at a loss.
those are ideals. Okay.
Yeah,
The other part
ideals
is,
are important because ideals are what we strive for.
Exactly. When we talk about politics, I'll talk about anarcho-capitalism and Dave Smith and how that's his ideal. That I'm an anarcho-capitalist, meaning I don't want any type of control, and I want us to the society to run on capitalism. And ideally, the market and the private sector could fill all the roles that we need. That's the ideal. But realistically, we're never going to get there. But the point of the ideal is to strive to get as close to the ideal as possible. So we might end up here. We might end up here. We might even end up down here. But if we're trying to go in this direction, then we're certainly not going to end up here. Does that make sense?
An ideal is the whole.
And those ideals are also what lead us astray, which is why this list is fucking useful.
Ow. Okay. All right. So ideals are, that's a claim. Ideals lead us astray. And that's why we need this list. Okay. Explain how this list helps the situation where you have ideals that lead you astray. David says, their concepts are pretty rigid and fragile. Reminds me of another certain group of people. Groups these high-value men despise and make their dollar off by criticizing. Might you be talking about feminists? Might you be talking about the modern woman? They're acting the same way. Get rid of IP rights. Harder for the market mafias to run governments.
What?
Okay, I think we could do that. I'm just, well, it depends on which physicist you believe and how. What are we talking about? Did I miss something? Tom says Rollo often uses this tactic often. If you don't stand on a position, you can't be attacked. Well said. That's why he always says, I don't give advice. I don't make prescriptions. But he does. Hey, we got Jeff Pearson in the building. Welcome to the party. Jeff Pearson also just joined the Discord, and hopefully we'll see you after the stream tonight. So the list is just another version of ideals. Well said. Exactly. We're arguing semantics here. We're arguing it's not it's not advice. It's just a list of ideals that I like. What? It says, I don't want a virgin. Just a woman who's only had guys that are crap in bed. Good one. Tom's, which is funny because he wrote the Iron Rules of Tomassi, and rules is a synonym for prescription. Correct, sir. But he doesn't give prescriptions. He doesn't give advice.
That's
ideals
why.
don't lead us astray. Ideals lead you into a better life. That's the whole point of an ideal. It's the best version of yourself. You're never going to be the best version of yourself, but the path to being the best version of yourself.
Every guy who ever thought he found his fucking soulmate, who ended up on the opposite side of the fucking divorce table from her, had a fucking ideal about.
You, Rollo, are the epitome of why girls use "who hurt you." Bro, you are already married. Why are you this bitter? You are married. You have a woman who loves you. Why are you this bitter? Thank you, Dan. MJ says, you were talking about directions, and you can't go this way or get somewhere if you go a different path. That's my laugh about being a different Brandon Carter. Fair enough. Yeah. I'm not wet. I'm just surrounded by water.
About that woman.
Sure, and every man that dies happily surrounded by his family who had a long.
Oh, yes, I know the pastoral scene with everybody. Well, yeah, we're surrounded by his family. You know what? You know that like 90% of the population of the United States doesn't die like that.
Okay, wait, hold on. So we're talking about different. Okay, so you're talking about directions, and you can't go this way or get somewhere if you go a different path. That's my laugh about a different Brandon Carter, not the Brandon Carter example as a high value male here, but instead, Brandon Carter is an Australian theoretical physicist, best known for his work on the properties of black holes and for being the first to name and employ the anthropic principle in its contemporary form. He's a researcher at the campus of the laboratory something. So sounds high value to me. As we said, feedback loop. Those in power make money from the monopolists that control the markets. That's why capitalism is dying from centralization. Absolutely. Those who run the state are the same that run the market. Never the way it was supposed to be, but unfortunately, very true. Yeah.
They actually die in assisted living, and nobody knows about it until the next morning.
Okay, as opposed to you who was tweeting about dying in his motorbike in an accident. Okay, dude.
You said you wanted to black.
That is a
See what I mean? Where he's got the advantage. By all he has to do is talk over them, and you can't hear their audio. And he's still losing desperately. Let's go back to that example.
You know that like 90% of the population of the United States doesn't die like that. They actually die in assisted living, and nobody knows about it until the next morning.
You're in the right place, MJ.
Okay, as opposed to you who was tweeting about dying in his motorbike in an accident. Okay, dude.
You said you wanted to black.
That is a fucking Con fantasy.
Guys,
come on.
let me hit these chats real fast.
And we got another show coming up.
Yeah, we got another show coming up. I'm gonna go through this real fast. All right.
I've never gotten 20 likes live, guys, so that would be a huge milestone for me. So thank you, Melted Mind Media. Oh, we got David says, I've constantly said that these guys' ideas fall apart when they apply it to the other side, and they don't even practice what they preach. They have hours of footage proving it. I can't state it enough. Yep. Pretty bad. Jeff says, I sort of think he may be working some personal issues in real time. Hard to follow. I would not be surprised. But that's exactly why I was saying, like, you're Rollo is the epitome of why women will say, who hurt you when you talk about these things? Because you're talking about it with such disdain for women. Like, do you even, and again, going back to the actual tweet, it's like, do you even want to spend any time with a woman, or do you just want the ability to bang them? And it's fine if that's what you want, but just be honest about it, because most of us want a family. Most of us want something, legitimate. So if we want different things, then I'm just not going to listen to you. Don't pretend that you're telling me how to get what I want when what I want is something different than what you're saying is what I want. It's that simple. If you want that life where you got all the cars and nobody around you, then follow Rollo. I don't want that. I would like a wife to come home to. I would love children to look up to me and carry on my name. So if that makes me not red pill, then I guess I'm not red pilled. Hey, we got RM in the building. Welcome to the party. a reference to Timcast. Just rolled a 20. Thank you very, very much. Welcome to the party, RM. Glad to see you. It said, like how Crowder was all stop big con. Meanwhile, he was being shady, going through a divorce. While he was he really looking out for the little guy in the conservative spaces, or lashing out because he is emotional? That's exactly it. That's exactly it. It's too easy for these people to prey on your emotions. The parasocial relationship that exists. Like, you guys hear me speak for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours a week. But I all I see, if those, especially those of you not in Discord, I just see your chats. So there's an imbalance. You guys are gonna know me better than I know you, which is again why I want you to join the Discord so we can all become friends and big community. But my point is that it's very easy for people like Crowder, people like Rollo, people like Fresh and Fit to have a message that affects you. Hey, 20 likes. Thank you guys. Very much appreciated. And right on the back of that, Dan Jensen coming in. No question, no comment, just pure love of the puppy. Eat it. There you go. Thank you, Dan. Oh my goodness. Melting My Media coming in hot with another $5 super chat. Said, let us get to 21. There we go, more. Yeah, he's tired. There we go. Thank you, gentlemen. Very, very, very much appreciate it. Very much appreciate it. Shout out to Dan. Shout out to Melted Mind Media. Morty is fed. You guys are in sync. I love it. Thank you. Very, very, very much appreciated. What were we saying? But yeah, we were just talking about Crowder and how he did that, and these guys do this stuff, and it's just too easy. It's too easy for them to pull on your heartstrings and make it seem like, I need you guys to do this for me because we're all together. Meanwhile, he's just doing his own thing, whether it's Rollo, whether it's Fresh and Fit, whether it's Crowder. And it's sad.
Let me hit these chats real fast.
And we got another show coming up.
Yeah, we got another show coming up. I'm going to go through this real fast. All right, so we got Kid Blue.
I think, now that I think of it, he may have. I don't know for sure, but he may have.
B goes, Rollo dodging the defining a high value man is like the LGBT dodging what a woman is. Feels like I'm watching Matt Walsh's documentary right now. You're the grandmaster of RP. You out of all people should be able to define what a high value man is. He can't
define high value male, but he could define us as douche nozzles.
All right, let me.
That's pretty funny though.
Microchip says, Myron, you're my guy, but you're giving Rollo an out. Let him stand on the chair he's standing on so he can continue hanging himself with his food.
I know you really want to defend him because
well, here's the thing.
I know you base a lot of the show around that book, but like, bro, he's making absolutely no sense.
Here's the thing.
Facts. Sneako redemption arc going against not only Fresh and Fit, but Rollo Tomassi, the godfather of the Manosphere. We might see that redemption arc.
Everyone is interpreting it different. Obviously, I have my take on it. Rollo has his take.
He doesn't have a take, bro.
We all have different takes on this.
He doesn't have a take.
That's still
Exactly.
a take.
He doesn't have a take.
That's still a take, though.
That's still a take.
And he's still like, if I was in a conversation where we were talking about my words and I couldn't define them earlier clearly enough for people, and then now I heard this, you know what I would do? I'd be like, whoa. I do have a take. My take is XYZ. But this is what Rollo decides to do.
Here's the thing. Everyone is interpreting it different. Obviously, I have my take on it. Rollo has his take.
He doesn't have a take, bro.
We all have different takes on this.
He doesn't have a take.
That's still a take.
That's still a take, though.
That's still a take.
Okay.
It is.
If this was some LGBT shit or some woman shit, we would be all laughing and roasting the fight. Rightfully so.
Yes.
If a woman came out and we were like, what makes a woman high value? And she's like, well, if she's in her moment and if she's girl bossing it up as hard as she can, that's a high value woman. Like, we would be roasting.
That's the same argument he's making right now.
What I'm saying. That's not it's apples and oranges. Because here's
How then? Again, you keep making claims without saying anything. How is it apples and oranges? What is the difference? You're just saying things and not even good things. They're not helping you. Dude says, I doubt he's had one. Seems like it's a little bit ornery. Milton Mamina said, when their chats are this much money, how do they decide which ones to read? I don't know. That is something I am hopefully going to have to a problem I'm hopefully going to have to deal with soon. But right now, it's the few of you that are really holding up. So I do not know. What's the K word? The K word. We'll back it up, and I don't know what the K word is. David said, why would he? He's telling you to get one. He never said, well, I had one and I'm high value. He said, you are high value if you don't have kids. Vasectomy guarantees that. Fair enough. I mean, but just based on his actions, seems like he's really mad, and it's specifically on that part. But I don't know. I don't know either way. Multiple Media said, is Hillary Clinton a high value woman? Is she is making bank, or Nancy Pelosi? Well, their argument would be that no, Bill Clinton is a high value man. And so by being married to him, she has value, but she's not a high value woman on her own. Or same thing with Paul Pelosi. What? That's seems to be the logic that they're using. All right, what was the K word?
Like, we would be
Take.
That's still a take, though.
That's still a take.
Did I go back far enough?
Okay.
It is.
If this was some LGBT shit or some woman shit, we would be all laughing and roasting the fight. Rightfully so.
Yes.
If a woman came out and we were like, what makes a woman high value? And she's like, well, if she's in her moment and if she's girl bossing it up as hard as she can, that's a high value woman. Like, we would be roasting.
That's the same argument he's making right now.
What I'm saying. That's not.
Did I? What was the K word you were talking about? Facts.
Not this. It's apples and oranges.
Again, how? And listen to that laugh. Oh my God! Listen to the condescension in that laugh. Apples and oranges.
Right
Not
now.
what I'm saying. That's not this. It's apples and oranges. You guys
That's pathetic.
that's the problem with all this shit. Is like you don't even understand the nature of the tweet. That's why.
Correct. That is why you were on the show to explain it, and you have been unable to do so in 42 minutes.
Because I'm asking you a specific question, you can't answer it. Ask if it's advice, it's not. It's a joke, it's not.
The minute, okay, okay, here's the thing. Here's a high value. Let me give you a high value man. A high value man goes and fucks as many chicks as he possibly can, as many women as possible, and he fucking finds one
Kill? Is that the K word? Kill?
little needle in the haystack, and he wipes up that girl because she happens to have no body count. She's like 100% in love with him. And I can go and rattle off all these extremes, and you know who's going to disagree with me? Every guy in fucking Daily Wire is going to disagree.
Say what you really.
Who cares? Why are you bringing up the Daily Wire again? This is so weird. This is so weird. I don't understand how you get to the place where this is how your mind works. Well, actually, that's not true. I do understand. You just get a platform, write a book, get a bunch of simps to think that you are their godfather, and then just never talk to anybody else.
You think? Don't say it ironically. Say what you believe.
What I'm saying is what I believe here. Okay.
Okay. Well, maybe we're all stupid. Please, one more time, say it for us. He definitely is jealous of the Daily Wire.
Okay. This is the whole thing. It's the point of the tweet is that it's your definition of what it is.
They're not asking about that. They're asking about what your definition. Okay, fine. The tweet is about what everybody else's interpretation of what a high value man is. Okay, now that we all understand, the point of the tweet is that it's your definition of what it is. Got it. We all understand that. Now that we all understand that, Rollo, what is your definition? That is what we are asking.
You said Ben Shapiro. You said Ben Shapiro is not a high value man. So you must be comparing him to some standard in your head. You said Bezos is not a high value man. You said Elon Musk is not a high value man. So there's some standard in your head that you're comparing these guys to that they're not matching up to. What is that standard?
Right. Well, let's all you would have to do is look at their personal lives so you would understand this. Again, do I have time to go and enumerate all that? No, I don't. But
hey, we got Kerm in the building. Welcome to the party. Said Rollo went on Stitch and Adam last week. He started out fairly reasonable, and then the stepdad conversation came up, and things went a bit unhinged. I'm not surprised. Welcome to the party, brother. Glad to see ya. And this is exactly what I mean. That they're this idea of the red pill community. There's no community. There's a group of people who watch the same channels. That's not a community. We are a community. We are a community. This is not a community.
If you go and you look at what they're doing, like look at
He basically thinks all stepdads are cucks by default. Of course he does. Yeah, the literal richest man on the earth that runs 3 companies isn't high value. This dude smokes crack.
okay. Look, let's just use Elon Musk for a second here.
Oh, let's use Ben Shapiro. That was a good example. Ben Shapiro.
We can look at Ben Shapiro. How did he meet his wife? Do you know how he met his wife?
Who cares?
They
It was arranged, right?
Was it an arranged or family friends? I don't know.
No, basically what Ben Shapiro did was he wore this chick down over the course of God knows like 3 or 4 months, right? He went
Months? Oh my goodness. Months for a girl that you love and you want to have a family with? Stupid. What a loser. He likes ladies. What a loser.
he would meet the definition of stalking and being a creeper.
Okay. How so? Oh, you're not going to explain. You're just going to say things. Okay.
On the if he wasn't Ben Shapiro, right? If he didn't have his background in who he
Yeah,
was.
like 3 to 4 months. What does that mean?
Basically,
What it means is he wore her down is what he did. He's
Again, when you say wore her down, and then we ask, what does wore her down mean? Then saying wore her down is the same thing as when we ask, what is a woman? And you say anybody who identifies as a woman. I would say, just look at Rollo.
very proud of that fact too.
Okay, hold on real quick. You seem to have a problem with this. When somebody asks you, what is X? And then you go, well, it's X. You're not really answering the question. You've done this like 3 times.
Oh, it's been more than 3.
When you say wore her down over 3 to 4 months, what does that mean? Did they date? Did he see her after school?
What that means is he was persistent. He just kept wearing her down over.
Bro, you can't make this shit up. Shout out to the real Godfather, Kevin Samuels. You can't make this shit up. He literally just explained what a tautology is. He literally just explained it to you. You realize that when I ask you what X means and then you say X, that doesn't do anything. So with that information, now let's say, ask the question, what does wear her down mean? I mean, come on.
When you say what is X? And
he's very proud of that fact too.
Okay, hold on real quick. You seem to have a problem with this. When somebody asks you, what is X? And then you go, well, it's X. You're not really answering the question. You've done this like 3 times. When you say wore her down over 3 to 4 months, what does that mean? Did they date? Did he see her after school?
What that means is he was persistent. He just kept wearing her down over the course of time.
Again, the condescension laugh. The condescension. You have 2 young men. I think Destiny is like 34, 35, and Sneako is a decade younger. And they're laughing to your face. I mean, digitally, but same shit. There it is. There it is. It's the Manosphere. What else do you expect? Unfortunately, this. That's what I expect.
Bro, that's ridiculous, man.
I will send you the video.
That's the other side of where's your source? I'll send you a video. Well, the video doesn't help me unless you can articulate what the video means to you. I can watch all the videos in the world and it's not going to help me understand what you think in your own mind. That's what we're asking about. What is in your mind? And I mean, my only conclusion at this point is literally nothing. But, I can't lose. I can't lose because he's got blue hair. I can't lose because he's young. I can't lose because I'm old. I can't lose because it's fresh and fit and they don't say anything. That's all I hear. Jeff says, in all of human history, what we call high value people and success has usually been associated with good morals, which is why leaders still try to hide their dirt. Well said, exactly. And that's what I was saying the episode before, or I don't know if it was the episode before, the last time Sneako was on Fresh and Fit, he asked all the women, what do you think is a high value man? And they all said things about morals and stuff like that and didn't mention the money. So yes, when you ask, how much money do you want your man to make? Then like, yeah, you're going to get an answer. Like, well, okay, if we're talking ideals, remember ideals are not necessarily reality. Then yeah, I'd love somebody who's making $1 million. But that's not the same thing as what do you reasonably expect. Great point, Jeff. Great point. Nick says, when I talk with my stepdad's family visiting from Denmark, They talked about how they spend money traveling because if they tried to save it, the government kept taxing on that. Oh man. Denmark, taxes are bad. It says there are plenty of men out there giving real solid advice about masculinity, and they are mocked by it, or they're mocked for it by guys like Rollo and Fresh and Fit. Absolutely. Thank you, MJ. Yeah, exactly. That's when he links a 3-hour video. Oh, I don't remember when he said it, but it's somewhere in here. That's basically saying, somebody else said it. That's basically the same thing as saying, well, they have entire parts of the government that fixes this out, that figures this stuff out. So just jab your arm with it. What? Some of us are not sheep like that. Put a 1 in the chat if you are unjabbed. Unjabbed. Put a 1 in the chat. Kerm says, I still like Myron asking, don't you guys think you would have been slowed down in your career had you had a kid? Destiny literally had a kid right before he started streaming. Yep. And then he tried to, even though that was knocked down, immediately, he then went to Sneako. Was like, well, don't you think you would be held back? It's like, I don't know. I don't live in an alternate universe. I live in the universe where I don't have a child. So talking about what would have happened had I had a child is irrelevant. Yes, rest in peace. The real man of the people, the real Godfather, Kevin Samuels, rest in peace. So Melty My Media is the only one. It's me and Melty. Me and Melty against the world and everybody out. Me, Nick, and Melty against the entire world. Some of us are just stronger than others. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to get into that whole thing. I'm just joking about that. If the question was, put a 1 in the chat if you are not jabbed, if you didn't get the jab. All right. Let's see. Where were we? Oh, I'll send you the video.
I will send you the video.
Okay. Jesus.
All right.
You guys should view your call-ins more often. It's cute.
Okay.
There you go, Dave.
Yeah, and you should send your OnlyFans girls to come at me to debate me in your proxy next time.
We're asking to debate you right now, and you can't even.
Except next time, please find a girl who actually puts lenses in her glasses. A little weird.
You're so triggered, dude. Are you okay?
Not very rational.
I think
His 6 month will be the emotional male. I think
because I would consider Ben Shapiro a high value guy. I would.
Yeah, no, everybody would obviously.
But
wait, you disagree with the Grandmaster?
The Godfather, the great granddaddy of the Red Bull.
Y'all niggas trolling, man.
The Grand Wizard.
Would you, Myron? Would you agree?
Oh, Jeff.
With his outlook on women?
With Ben Shapiro's outlook on women?
Yeah. Ben Shapiro has literally come at you for exactly this. For everything that these guys are talking about, he's come at you for exactly the same thing.
Yeah, so
you guys did a full show on this.
No, for sure. I disagree with him on as far as like the female stuff. Like, oh yeah, that like having sexual experience is like bad for you, like he was trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
But I think objectively speaking, from the things that I listed as far as what I think makes a guy high value, he has all those things. Now, he's limited on his knowledge of females for sure, right? Because
he's married to a doctor, makes a lot of money. Shout out to MJ, who was forced to take the jab as a healthcare worker. I mean, definitely, yes, that was a no jab. There definitely is a case to be made about, is it more important to keep your job or to stand up for your principles? But I am not one to make that decision for other people. I don't know anybody's situation, so I would be too. It was after I got the second shot that they said they would reconsider. Of course. Government, eh? Can't take it.
Has all those things. Now, he's limited on his knowledge of females for sure, right? Because I think he only got with one girl, and she comes from a certain type. She comes from a family, and a certain family. I don't want to say because we're on YouTube, but
what is that supposed to mean? A certain family. I don't want to say because we're on YouTube. What kind of family is she from?
But I think that set her up. Yeah, cha-ching. That set her up to be a girl that would be to his liking. But the point I'm trying to make is I think Ben Shapiro's a high value guy, but I don't agree with his stances on women.
But you know what they are because he can articulate them, unlike Rollo Tomassi, who you agree with despite his inability to do so.
The same thing with Steven Crowder right now. You guys were just talking about Crowder not too long ago. Like right up until he got this divorce and all this stuff started coming out and Candace Owens and all that shit.
Guys, but I don't.
Everybody would have said he was a high value guy.
Of course.
Until now.
I think they're high value guys like Crowder and Ben Shapiro based on what they've accomplished in life. But I don't agree with their standpoints on.
Rollo
females.
thinks that if he disagrees with them, then they can't.
Oh no. Okay.
Go back to
them.
What the hell is going on?
Then they,
but I don't agree with their standpoints on.
Rollo
females.
thinks that if he disagrees with them, then they can't be.
What? Why is that happening? It's the video itself, but
go back to fucking.
Then they
what?
Can't be.
Oh, I think. Well, he heard it. Let's see. If they can't agree with the standpoints online.
Rollo thinks that if he disagrees with them, then they can't be.
I mean, I guess they can't be right. They can't be high value, something like along those lines. Sorry, I don't know what yeah, it's lost in time. Well, the world may never know.
Go back to fucking Twitch. Just go back to Twitch.
More ad hominems. Go to Twitch because I can't handle you on YouTube because I'm getting my feelings hurt and you guys aren't just listening to exactly what I say without question.
Start playing games again.
Playing games. This is like when Surfs TV was on Timcast, and they were talking about late term abortions. And he's like, "Oh, you're gonna go with that joke? Joke? Who's joking? We're dead serious here. I don't know what you're joking about, but we're all having a serious conversation. Welcome to the show." Kerm says, "I guess severe infighting is common when a community is losing steam. Happens to the skeptic." Oh yeah, it did happen to the skeptics. Happened to bread. What is BreadTube? I've heard that all over the place, but I have no idea what that means. And now we seem to be seeing with red pillars. Yeah, sounds about right. The family found out is messing with the video. No, Rollo's sitting there and he's like, "My name? You can't do that." Might be better to download the. Well, I don't have premium. I mean, they're getting rid of this ad block, and eventually I'm gonna have to buy it, but not immediately. I certainly can't afford that right away. So, if you don't want the commercials in the videos we're watching, then I need to make enough money to buy premium. Just saying.
Have no fucking point. There's no point for either one of you to be on this fucking show.
Oh, the projection. There's no reason for you to be on the show. And you're not on the show. You called into the show. For what reason? Again, the world may never know.
Quite honestly.
Dumbledore has spoken.
Because here's the thing. The traditional conservative beliefs don't necessarily work in today's sexual marketplace when it comes to dealing with women.
No, we agree. But that's the reason he thinks Ben Shapiro's not high value, because he disagreed with you on relationships.
Okay, so that's what it was. You can't be high value if you disagree. And there he goes with the insults. Tom Broker says, Rollo's favorite pastime, gatekeeping the red pill. How high value of him. Exactly. You guys are getting it. This is this is exactly why I wanted to show you guys this. Kerm says, think Vosh, Contra, Surfs. I mean, that leftist socialist community, that was BreadTube. Okay, gotcha. And then they would not stop spamming my feed for like 2 years, despite me never watching any of them. Yikes. Oh, we got Jeff Pearson with a $10 super chat. Thank you. Morty. Let's do $10 and up. We're going to go with the peanut butter banana. Morty, come. Yeah, go lay down. Let's go. Come on, the people are waiting. Dance for it, boy. There you go. Good job. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jeff. I really, really, really do appreciate it.
No, what I'm saying is that well, yes, I would actually agree with that, simply because
finally some honesty. I don't think Ben Shapiro is high value, not because of anything to do with his life, but because he doesn't agree with me.
What?
Okay, so there's
Does he make that- okay, does Ben Shapiro the way what his disagreement with you, does that then at least in some way diminish him as a high value man?
no. We can disagree. I disagree with that.
I'm asking Myron. I mean, because it's Myron who says, well, he's a high value guy, but like
Describe that he disagrees on the traditional relationships.
See, everybody is on the same page except Rollo. Sneako, despite disagreeing with Myron, despite disagreeing with certain other things about Destiny, can articulate what their point is. None of us can articulate what Rollo's point is because he can't even articulate what his point is. Melty says these people aren't red pilled. They're grifted pilled, changing their values not for inner growth, but for monetary gain. Exactly.
Money, if you're gonna look at money, muscles, and game, okay. In this case, it's the female aspect of what makes a high value guy, right? If he disagrees with what he's not disagreeing with me, he's disagreeing with Myron.
He just said that he's high value.
He said he's high value, but except for that one part where he's saying, you know what, I disagree with his outlook when it comes to like women and how best to go about like forming relationships.
Right. But the idea is that he still said he's high value and also he disagrees with him. In Rollo's mind, it doesn't matter what he's done in his life. If I disagree with you, you're not a high value man because he's the gatekeeper of the red pill. Yep.
Or whatever, the sex, whatever it is.
Yeah, I think he's a high value guy, but I disagree with his notion on how to deal with women.
Exactly. So he is a high value male. He is a high value man, period. End of sentence. New sentence. I disagree with his notion on how to deal with women. So he is a high value man. Sneako was able to articulate and steelman Myron's point. Rollo would not be able to steelman even his own point. Yes, thank you, Jeff. Much appreciated.
He's not fucking 50. He's not fucking 50 guy or 50 women.
Yeah, no, he's not.
Are you fucking 50 guys?
Haram! He's against that, which I think is dated. You know what I mean? Again, like I said before, I think a guy could be traditionally conservative, but I'd not agree. I don't necessarily have to agree with someone's viewpoints on how they deal with females for me to see them as high value, because I think he accomplishes all the things that I mentioned on my list of what I think makes a guy high value.
Exactly. So everybody agrees on the term what high value man is referring to, except for the man who actually hold on. Except for the man who actually said it. This is the only guy who cannot define what a high value man is.
So what you're doing is you're saying that high value is these accomplishments, correct?
Yeah, I'm interpreting it. Yeah.
No, that's what you said in your book that got all of this shit started. What if a high value man was gay? Would he? I mean, that sounds like how it works. Yeah, sounds like it.
That's how I interpret it. Which obviously everyone here at the panel has a different opinion.
I agree with that. Respected, accomplished.
Which is
we don't really have a different opinion.
I feel like our definitions are pretty aligned at the table.
Yeah, with us three, yeah. But I mean, again, we're looking at things differently in general.
Okay.
Because you guys don't agree. I agree with his tweet if you want to become high value in the quickest amount of time.
But you can't agree with it if he doesn't even define it. You can't agree.
Based. What is it that you agree with? We still have not gotten a definition of what high value man means in Rollo's mind. So how can you agree that this is the fastest way to achieve X if you don't know what X means? That's not how logic works. That's not how language works. He says, I don't get it. What? You don't get it. Rollo is so high value, he doesn't even have to articulate himself. Now I understand. Is this the Sigma male? Is this the rare Sigma male that I've heard about? Got it. David, you got it on point. The Sigma male. He doesn't have to articulate himself.
Agree with him if you don't even know what his definition is.
But does he agree with it? Defined by the way he defines it.
What is? No, but he did though. He chose what high value means to him. You're missing the point.
No, y'all are missing the point. So let's say this is the best way to be a schmoobla. First, you take a pen and you scribble all over your arm, and then you take the pen and you stick it in your ear. Do you agree that's the best way to become a schmoobla? What? Exactly.
Thank you. Fresh is the voice of reason.
Well, that just really just said that out loud. If you had any shred of credibility yet.
Told us what high value means to him. You're missing the point.
This is the sentence of the night. This man really just said,
Thank you. Fresh is the voice of reason.
fresh is the voice of reason. What? Said no one ever except a 50-year-old loser.
It's going over your head because you guys are thinking about 1 point vasectomy. That's it.
We weren't even on vasectomy, but that's okay. I think we come to the bottom of this.
It's common sense.
Well, Myron agrees with the tweet that I'm talking about, according to what his definition of a high value guy is.
And your definition is?
Correct?
Yeah, he knows his definition.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
Exactly.
high value men are just like people that have high value and are men. I agree. I got it.
All right, I'll hit these other ones.
Go back to Twitch.
We got here Viking paradigm, ignoring the context, talking over, interrupting ad hominems, goalpost shifting, claiming it's advice when it's not. It's easy to see who's trying to control their viewers and who's not, and easy to see who lost the debate here.
Hey, you're a douche nozzle. That's
Based. I mean, spot on.
a douche nozzle thing to say.
Show the Viking, man.
That's not very
Okay.
rational of you.
Life, love, value. Women aren't so simple. Leave these RP dudes alone in their zone to stew. Responsibility, intelligence, and discipline above all, and are talismans of happiness for most people. Enjoy life, grind, and don't glorify.
Hey, I
anyone.
agree.
Okay.
100%.
And then what else we got here? We got Mike Rashid. I hope y'all don't let Rollo.
Oh, Mike Rashid. So apparently I'm an 8.7. All right, I'll take it. Hey, we got Arturo Reacts in the building. Welcome to the party, brother. Good to see you. It was that bad. He got douche nozzled. Oh no. The worst thing to get douche nozzled by the patriarchy, right? Guys, if you haven't liked the video, please do so. We're coming on the home, what's the phrase I'm looking for? I'm not passing by it. The home stretch. There we go. We're coming in the home stretch. If you have not liked the video, please like the video.
Rollo's weird.
This makes me smile. This is thank you, MJ. This is the comment of the night. And hold on, let's I gotta take a screenshot for Dr. Evil Genius. Hold on. Okay. And save. Boom. Thank you so much. That is hilarious. I love that. And thank you, MJ. All right, let's see.
What else we got here? We got Mike Rashid.
Yeah, so Mike Rashid is another red pill creator. So like this is like a legit dude in the space.
I hope y'all don't let Rollo's weird immigration comment fly by.
Immigration.
Yup. When he called out that Destiny only married Melina because of bringing her over to America. Because she's Swedish, I think.
I hope y'all don't let Rollo's weird immigration comment fly by.
Immigration comment.
Immigration?
I wish I got an invite for discussion.
I wish you got an invite for this discussion.
He should come to the round table next week.
Immigration?
He's not Trump.
We didn't talk about
What am I talking about?
immigration.
I don't know.
But see how none of them know what they're talking about because they're like in the conversation. Sometimes you guys will say something referencing something I said like 5 minutes ago, and like they're saying stuff and I'm saying stuff and you guys are saying stuff. So just be aware of that.
Okay. All right. What else? Anything else?
Because that would have been great. I would have loved for them to actually address that, but because they didn't, know what they were referring to, then we just didn't get that.
Up to you guys. Question mark.
That's it.
John.
100%.
100%. If I wanted to learn how to become a successful man, I'd go to Rollo before going to Sneako or Destiny, two grown-ass men who argue like teenage boys.
All right.
Cope. This is what I mean about the dogmatic simpage that goes on between Fresh and Fit and Rollo's audience, because they definitely have a incestuous audience. Like, to think, I mean, do I even have to say it? Rollo and now Solo playing Marco Polo. I love that one. Love that. Arturo React says, I love Rollo, but he has a hard time taking an L in this debate. He just kept fighting it. He should have just conceded and should have had an adult convo and straightened it out. That's what a rational male would have done, but unfortunately, he's not. Speech to text program. Keep up. What?
So a 55-year-old guy calling us douche nozzles to someone who's like 3 times younger, that's a mature way to argue?
Damn.
If that's your idea, then okay.
Wow. Shots fired.
That's just what happened on the show.
This is
You left them
a
speechless.
great debation.
Do you have anything to say? Like you called in.
Great
You're just
debation.
staring.
Where can they find y'all?
I mean, they know where to find. We plugged him out of the
Go back to Twitch. That's some advice for you. That's some real advice for you guys. You guys have no business fucking
I thought he doesn't give advice.
being in any of this shit right here. You're not
And Destiny's banned from Twitch, and so is Sneako. So that's bad advice.
ready to have an adult conversation. Everything.
A lot of
Everything.
super chats.
I've
like,
seen you
it's pretty
chatting
wild.
more than any other name in the chats. I re-chat like whenever I stream, which is when I'm online, and you're in there more than me.
True.
So calling us Twitch, actually, I'm banned on there. I'm on Rumble. But
Y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? This man just said, "Go back to Twitch," as if that's some kind of insult. As if that's not how Destiny got way more rich than Rollo.
Go back to Twitch. That's some advice for you. That's some real advice for you guys. You guys have no business fucking being in any of this shit right here. You're not ready to have an adult conversation. Everything.
A lot of
Everything.
super chats.
I've
like,
seen you
Sounds expensive.
It's pretty
chatting
wild.
more than any other name in the chats. I re-chat like whenever I stream, which is when I'm online, and you're in there more than me.
True.
So calling us Twitch, actually, I'm banned on there. I'm on Rumble. But yeah, if you want to pull the online card, then maybe get off the internet a little bit and chatting all day.
Nothing. Silence.
Douche nozzle.
It's a lot harder when it's not just like
He ended it with douche nozzle. Oh man, that was fire. That was fire. That was hilarious.
Chatting all day. Douche nozzle.
it's a lot harder when it's not just like 22-year-old women being ganged up on a podcast, huh? I'm sorry, Rollo.
Yeah, exactly. Archo says, I didn't get this far into the debate, but this is bad. This is why I moved away from red pill content. These guys are clowns. This is exactly why I'm showing you this. This is exactly why, because some of us here, most of us seem to be very much aware that this is all a charade. But there are hundreds of thousands of young men who look up to these channels and give their hard-earned money to these channels to give these channels further reach to more young men. I don't have any space. What can I get rid of? I guess I can get rid of this one because it doesn't really, you guys can't really hear the bass. But I mean, you know, I got my boom. I got my stupid. I need that one. We definitely need. How dare you? Haram. Can't get rid of haram. We got the. This one I suppose I could get you rid of, but it's not really. I don't know for that. This one we definitely need. What? That one we need. We need them all. So again, if you would like me to add more sounds to the soundboard, I need a bigger soundboard, and those cost money. I already spent the last of my money on the stuff that you are seeing today. So shout out to all the people who have donated today. But we're not done. Let's ride back in. And just said, I'm not sure. I needed to be exposed to these guys. Yeah, I apologize. I apologize. You definitely didn't. But there's a lot of people in the audience who need to see this this takedown of specifically Rollo. Perfect for when someone is being an ass. I can just say it though. Hey, you got a good laugh. That's as long as you're having fun. It is a party. Remember, it is a party. Kerm said, I'm very glad I'm centrist brain now because I could totally see myself from like 3 years ago being sucked in by this cringe red pill stuff. Yep. I was that guy. I was that guy about 3-4 years ago. Yeah, I was that guy. But luckily, I was like, hold on, wait a minute. This seems to be looping a little bit. And luckily, I mean, technically I could make one of these buttons like to go to the next page. And so I could have a whole nother page, but then I would have to, first of all, sacrifice one of the buttons for it to move to the next page. And then I have to switch back and forth. If I'm on the wrong page, then I might not get the sound that I want. And Be easier to just get a new Stream Deck with the 36 buttons instead of the 12 or whatever it is. Just saying, if that's what you want. Andrew says that Hawaiian tune makes me want to drink with an umbrella. It's SpongeBob. You don't recognize it? I used reward program to remap the second keyword as well. Hey, if you I will definitely do that. If you buy me a bigger Stream Deck, I will 1000% send you this one. 100%. All right, let's see where we are. Let's finish this up. Oh, we got one more from Arturo. Says, I'll watch TLA. Oh yeah, I don't count TLA as red pill content because he might have red pilled ideas, but in the same way that I hope you wouldn't consider this a red pill channel, that I have red pill thoughts, but I would not put him in the red pill. Anton Daniels, don't watch MTR. I do watch, but just because it's simple, fun stuff to easy. When I watch the tribute to Kevin Samuels, if you haven't seen that, definitely go check it out. It's kind of like a best of for whoever is running the channel still. Maybe we should do that. And I've realized how much I took for granted Kevin Samuels. Maybe not Kevin Samuels himself, but the content, because that used to be my morning. Like I didn't have to think about what am I gonna wake up to, because especially now that I'm so focused on finding content for the channel, whether it's the live show or the daily videos, then I had to cut out a lot of content that I was watching just for my own enjoyment. And most of what I watch is like, okay, is this going to work or is this not going to work? But before that, I wouldn't always want to. Sometimes I would want to jump into okay, what's the news for the day and stuff like that. But most of the times, I just want something to kind of ease me into the day, and I'll throw on the Kevin Samuels stream from the previous night. And it wasn't until I watched the tribute that was maybe 3 days ago, I want to say, and I was like, wow, I missed this. And this is once I saw this video. This is exactly how I knew I wanted to do this show, because I watched Kevin Samuels and then I watched this and I saw that I used to put these in the same category and they're not at all. All right, well, drink up then. That is played on a lap steel. That one's so bad. Good to know. Kevin Samuels is my introduction to the red pill. Yep, but I don't loop him into the red pill. Okay. He's just Kevin Samuels and makes men's content, but the man did better than every other Manosphere dude does it today. Absolutely. 100% correct. 100% correct.
It's a lot harder when it's not just 22-year-old women being ganged up on a podcast, huh? I'm sorry, Rollo.
No, I'll be happy to fucking debate you, dude. On any.
Bro, you just lost a debate right now. If you'd be happy to debate him, then you must like losing? Is that a high value male thing? I like losing. I like being embarrassed on the internet in front of millions of people, maybe.
Any topic you what?
We are right now.
We just did.
No, you're talking about this one fucking tweet is what you're talking about.
You just said you would debate him on any topic. Any includes the tweet. You just did it right now, and you lost terribly, horribly, miserably. What are you talking about?
Well, we were talking to the godfather of red pill, trying to.
Yeah, and speaking of fucking tweets, or excuse me, speaking of fucking super chats, was that not you on whatever podcast the other night?
Yeah, I like to support people that go on to have a podcast.
Right. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Oh, Burn! You sent a super chat. What was that supposed to be?
For at least admitting it.
Those are the only 2 super chats I've sent in my life. If I'm watching content and I want to know if it's red pill or not, I just
it seems like you're watching a lot more than you think you are.
Program I've ever been on. It's insane. You should get a tax credit for watching me.
You should get a tax credit for watching me.
But do you have anything to say? Why are you staring like that, man?
You mad, bro? You mad, bro?
Okay. I thought you'd have a rap.
No, you guys. Let's see. Here's the thing: you guys. First of all, I've thrown out this
player in his car after the show.
That's a law. This challenge. If you guys want to come to Vegas, come to Vegas. We'll sit across the table from each other.
Build up your fucking dog shit podcast. What are you talking about? Come to Miami.
I am coming to Miami
next week.
Oh, cool.
He'll be here next week.
You guys are so mean, man.
Yeah,
Look at all
bro,
I didn't.
Mean. They're mean. The person who's nicknamed Frank Castle because he will kick people out who doesn't agree with him. They're mean. Oh, you guys are mean. Stop being mean to our daddy. Our daddy. That's our daddy. Bruh. Pay attention to that. The body language. He is mad. That was great. That tax break. That was a mic drop. Melton My Media says Godfather, more like old father. Grandpa has had enough internet for the night. Oh no. Oh, Rollo.
What do you mean we're mean? He called us douche nozzles. Oh, it's fine. He's the grand wizard of red pill, so I can't go say anything about that. But I'm mean now because I'm calling him irrational for not having any arguments at all. Bro, I know you want to defend him because the book is here on the table, but like, bro, that made no sense.
You guys have not read the book. You guys.
I have, and nothing in that book has anything to do with how horribly and terribly you did in this debate, except for the fact that you define high value man in your book very clearly, and I'm pretty sure more than once. Maybe you should read your work, sir.
I don't know what the fuck
I'm
you're
not reading your
talking
book,
about.
bro. You can't even define what high value man is. Why would I read a book from a guy who can't have a clear definition?
You read the
No,
book.
I'm not even.
Exactly. Did you hear that? Destiny said exactly what I just said. Maybe it'd be good if you read the book.
How you man is. Why would I read a book from a guy who can't have a clear definition?
You read the
No,
book.
I'm not even gonna go there. I'm fucking for the last half hour. I've been trying to explain to you this shit to you. You guys have no business being in this fucking sphere to begin with. First of all.
Okay, fine. That's another claim. Why? Douche nozzle.
Second of all,
Keep it forever until you're 65.
second of all, and the reason why is because you devolve into. You want to know why? Like when we talk, nobody debates anymore. You know why? Because it devolves into this middle school bullshit that both of you are. But you guys are perfect.
Projection. It devolved because you took it there. They were simply asking questions. I would not be surprised. He's got like 4 or 5 books. It's like the rational male religion, the rational male this, the rational male that. I bet you it's all ghostwriting. Dave says maybe I'm just adding to the pile, but why can't Rollo even defend himself without this petty ish he's doing? Because he's a fucking loser. He's a loser. He's a washed up loser. There's no nicer way to put it. He is old. He is washed up and he is lame. Let's put it that way. Not a loser. He's just lame. That's as nice as I can be. Just as I've always wanted to watch clowns fight. I'm here for the people, man. I'm here for the people.
Yes, you guys should marry each other.
You can't call this childish when you were the one who started insulting. I would just ask you a question and then you said douche nozzle. True. Now you're going to go play the maturity card?
Yeah. Now I'm going to.
Okay. Oh, yeah. That's not the tone of voice you should use when you're saying, yes, I'm doing something really stupid. Yeah, I am doing something stupid.
True. Now you're going to go play the maturity card?
Yeah, I am doing something stupid.
Yeah. Now I'm going to play the maturity card.
That was a middle school argument. All right. I mean, this is not going anywhere.
This was a great debate. Debation.
Well, I mean, it's very obvious that everyone here has different takes, which is great. I think that's good.
I'm not sure what his take is still. But
that's cool. It's different than ours. We know that.
You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Is there anything else, Chris? Or
Let's see. Nope, we're good.
all right. Bro, do you have anything that you want to say?
Said, Melton My Media said, OMG, bro, it's been said over 30 times alone. He's never going to get it. He's never going to get it. These are, I guess once you hit a certain age, you lose the ability to have conversation. And I mean, I guess that age is different for everyone because there's people like Richard Dawkins, who was out there arguing brilliantly until he was, like in his 90s having a stroke. George Carlin. There's a lot of old people who have their shit. But is that supposed to be for DJ academics? Is that what that is? I don't know what that is. But it's sad. It's sad. None of them have maturity cards to play. Yep, facts. I mean, just don't say that. You just prove Biden isn't capable. I'm okay with that. I'm totally fine with that. I'm totally fine with that. So again, the reason that I wanted to show this to you guys was because I do think it's important to understand where these people are coming from. And a lot of times you're going to see clips and highlights and stuff like that. And, maybe their best, their best moments, but you can't, just because they say things that are, that sound nice. How often do we talk about the man or the message? It's fine to understand the message and take the message and say, hey, that stupid person said something I really appreciate, so I'm going to hang on to that message. But when you start thinking like, oh, that person said something I like, and so now I'm going to follow that person and listen to everything they say, then, you're going to get lost. And to use Rollo's words, you're going to be led astray. It is absolutely perfectly fine to have ideals. It's great to have ideals. You want to have a goal in mind. And you want to get as close to that ideal as you can. You're not going to get to that ideal. That's why it's an ideal. But you work to get as close as you can. What did you guys think? I think, that wasn't the full podcast. That was just from Destiny's channel. I didn't even want to give Fresh and Fit a view. So there is more to it. There's a lot of them talking before Rollo comes in, but it's just the same red pill shit over and over and over and over and over again. So I didn't think that was really too useful, but definitely seeing Rollo in that type of mindset was scary. I would hope that anybody who sees this, if you are struggling to find somebody to look up to, I'm not saying that I'm like, any great, amazing person, but if you're looking up to Fresh and Fit, if you're looking up to Rollo, if you're looking up to DJ Academics, then just come over and just give it one stream and see if I am dropping any more knowledge than they are. That's all I'm asking. Oh, Jeff's got a huge prediction. I would love that. Let's I hope, man. Fingers crossed. Data says, I think Rollo proved that he is a fraud. Yep. Kerm says that was one of the most debates of all time. I agree. Favorite stream I haven't been in. Okay. All right. Fair enough. I like that. So we are going to head over to the after party, guys. The link for the Discord is in the description. If one of the mods could drop it in the chat as well, we are heading over there. What did you guys think about all of this? What do you think about Red Pill? What do you think about dating? What do you think about the way they talk? What do you think about anything that you have to think about? Come over and talk to me. You're not going to be stuck behind a keyboard. You can come right up into the video chat. You can cam up if you like. I think it's better when people do, but you don't have to. Just come on over and hang out. Yes, MJ's got the link there for you. It is free. It is free to join for now. It is free for now. There is a day. A day will come. I have a number in my head. When we get to that number of members in the Discord, I'm going to cut it off. And all the people who are in the Discord, you're going to be grandfathered and you're never going to have to pay a cent. But everybody else is going to be clamoring to get in, and they're going to have to pay money. Stream decks aren't free. All this shit we're talking about with soundboards, that shit's not free. I got to make money. This is my job. But I care so much about you guys that I want to make sure you have the opportunity, supporting me the way that you do, to come and get in before there is a charge. And I'm telling you, we love it. So head on over there. Let's take a couple more of these and then head over. David says, why can't Red Pill guys stick to building your own self-value and worth and making yourself a man of principles, not this BS name calling others and not even being able to handle any pushback? Couldn't have said it better myself. Good night, stream. Good night, everybody who is not going to join us in Discord. I promise you are missing out, and it is free. Oh, we got somebody. Who do we get? We got Arturo just joined. So on that note, we are going to head over with Arturo and Jeff and Tom Brokaw and everybody who joined. Thank you so much for partnering with us. Once again, this has been Morty, and I have been your host, Lech, a.k.a. the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Until next time, guys, I'm live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Plus, I drop short videos every single day. So even if you don't get a notification, just come to the channel. I promise you there will be something new. Until then, guys, we are out of here. Peace.